What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Gen TV podcast. As always, your boy Ease. Today, A1 could not make it. We're going to be talking about some Kendrick shit. So he, coincidentally had to call out on the podcast because y'all already know my mans don't fuck with Kendrick at all.
Yeah.
But
Really?
nah, not at all.
Yeah, Drake stand.
Oh shit!
Completely. He got the little wig. That's the little fro like Drake when he started.
Man, it's probably good that he's not here.
Yeah,
And it's
but
funny that I'm sitting.
I got two other podcasters to come in and help me out. I got my boy Ness back in here from the With All Due Disrespect podcast, and my boy Ape Loso back in here from the Jungle Squad cast. How y'all doing?
What's good? What's good, buddy?
Appreciate the invite.
Yeah,
No doubt. Thanks for coming through,
Nah, thank you.
helping me out. So we're gonna start off with talking about one of the biggest albums to come out this year, GNX.
All right. Nah.
All right, we asked you guys how you guys are feeling the album on Facebook, right? Fernie Hardaway said, "Shit's lit. It's different from the other albums. This one's got a lit vibe to it."
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think? Agree? Disagree?
I agree.
Okay. QC Crew said, "Shit is definitely not bad." Jaquan Cook said, "Shit mid and everyone know it." Okay. William Ferguson said, "Not like us. Soundtrack thumbs down." North Cobra said, "Hard with the classic Grand National." Isaiah Flores said, Fire. Dre wrote 6 out of 10. Milan said 7 out of 10. Joe Lexus 7 out of 10. Adriana 7 out of 10. New God Fetty wrote, "Got a few classics up there. I can't say I like every song, but it's a good project overall." Got a few classics up there. That's a statement to me. That's quite a statement.
I believe it does though.
And last one by Jason Clay, 6.2. So, how y'all feeling about the album?
I think it's tough.
Think it's tough?
Yeah, it's tough.
And just some stats. Obviously Kendrick dropped the GNX album, has 12 songs on it, with multiple features from LA artists and SZA. Projected sales are 291 first week, which is amazing right now.
He's projected to have 5 records in the top 10, including the number 1. They already announced it yesterday.
I mean, I wouldn't even
Squabble Up is number 1 already.
Makes sense. I mean, got the video for it.
That's why he just dropped the video.
He
Yeah.
dropped the video after it went number 1.
Yeah.
They announced it.
So, all right. What do y'all think about the album?
You could go first, bro.
Yeah, me personally, I think it's dope.
It's dope.
Like, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
Yeah,
That's
because
I agree.
creatively it's different.
okay.
Like, so for instance, it's a West Coast Bible again. Like, you know what I mean? But it's not the same vein as some of the other ones. But he took those sounds. So a lot of that sound, to me, that's what it is. But he did it in his own way. So which was very dope. Because that's the hardest thing to do, I think, in music, to make a dope sound but make a new sound. Because nothing ever changes. Like most instances, nothing ever changes. So when they call it, even when they say, like, somebody says, "Oh, it sounds like Not Like Us," well, ain't Not Like Us his sound. So what do you can't, then you don't, if you don't like Not Like Us, you don't like the Kendrick West Coast sound that he has now. So then you just don't like it. It's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like when people don't like, if that's like saying, "Yo, they sound like DJ Premier with the scratching," that's a New York sound. Like you're gonna, you know what I mean? That's what you're gonna hear.
I mean, some people just don't like that West Coast sound.
That's what I mean.
Which is like,
yeah,
fine.
that's what I mean.
It's gotten to the point where, like, if you say you don't like that, people just say you're not part of the culture.
Yeah.
I do think
I
think it's genius what Kendrick fans have done when it comes to this culture thing, because now
What you
not
mean?
liking
What you mean,
it's
Kendrick
gotten
fans?
no, because like I'm talking about these like real
Well, not to cut you off, but this is one thing. What's what I say? A lot of people get that confused too. That's not a Kendrick fan thing. When Drake came out and he's sobbing half his albums, people think about it. That's what his sound was.
Yeah.
And most people use that sound now. Even his soulful samples with him sobbing. If you didn't like that, people be like, "Nah, you didn't." So it's not just Kendrick. This has happened in music every time. Whenever the sound changes, there's gonna be people who don't like it. And because remember they used to say Drake. That's where the whole thing Drake's soft, but then Drake fans champion them like, "Nah, you just
but the same logic applies though. Now I'm just saying it's Kendrick's turn, right? And now he has like his super fan base.
100%.
And I think when you become a super fan, like, you just start becoming illogical, right? But nah, for real.
They're supposed to be fanatic.
Yeah.
It's kind of debatable because Kendrick didn't necessarily on this album. I feel like because he dropped Not Like Us, it was such like a a big thing that he gained a lot of new fans.
Yeah.
But dropping this album now, it kind of brings the fans that he like brought in a little bit more divided now. Because to be honest, the GNX album, it was cool. Like there's pros and cons. I agree. It's an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah,
so
there's
both high
pros
rating.
and cons. But the pros, depending on who you ask, like the cons or the pros would like outweigh the other type shit. So for me, the pros in the album was, one, like you said, it's a West Side like homage. He really kind of like created a narrative from the beginning of the diss track all the way up into the album that he's sticking with West Side. This is something that he's bringing together.
West Coast, put some respect on it.
Because it's been brought to the attention. It's been brought to the attention that there's a lot of gang like type of like conflict back in the West Coast, so he's using this album to kind of like bring them together. So there's different artists from different gangs like on the album, which is actually pretty dope. So he's trying to like do something outside of music, which a lot of artists right now are not doing. You feel me? Like they don't necessarily have a purpose with their music. They're just either somebody's like battling the label or they just putting out shit just for streams. But like he's using his music for a reason ever since he left TDE and now he's independent.
No, but what I was trying to say is like it's gotten to the point where his fandom has grown so strong and powerful that like if you don't like his music, they consider you almost like anti-hip hop.
I mean,
like,
he's the new Drake.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's what happened. That's what I'm saying. That's what happened with Drake.
Yeah.
Remember, people used to say Drake's not hip hop. Fans will lose if a real fan of Drake will lose their. If anyone was here right now, he lose his mind if I said that Drake's not hip hop because to you, to be honest with you, he came in hip hop.
It's not that he's not hip hop.
His own sound.
It's not that he's not hip hop. He just can't necessarily be holding that conversation as like the best rappers because of like the pen game not coming from him type shit. You feel me? That's what kind of like really opened doors. But it's okay, it's cool and respectable, but those real rap fans are just not gonna hold him to that high regard.
Now this is the thing, like you just said. Now that's what I mean. That's the exact point. Fandom. There's Drake fans who will say he's the greatest of all time. Yeah. Even if they'll scratch that out as if it never happened.
Exactly.
And that's what I mean. Anybody who reaches that level, that peak, that plateau, they always fans are
illogical.
Fanatics.
Yeah.
They're illogical. They're no matter what, they're on your side. No matter what you do right now, they're on your side.
No, for sure.
So that's what it is.
No, but yo, like I know, and I'm just like that's why I'm specifically talking about what's going on with
Kendrick,
them. Yo, because when I knew Kendrick had like solidified himself, no matter what he's gotten to the point where he honestly he could put out garbage.
It's debatable.
He could knowingly know he's putting out garbage, and people will still ride out for it. And this, y'all may not agree with this, right? When he dropped "Let the Party Die," which to me was a horrible song.
I don't think it was horrible. But I get what you mean.
But yo, when I read the comments on that Instagram, they're like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever heard." There was literally comments saying, "This is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life," and I'm like, "Bro, this is not even a top 20 Kendrick song." Like for you to be saying this is like the.
Not the greatest, but it was dope though. He's just
bro.
Been
that song
consistent all
lasted.
year
That song lasted 3 hours.
But because,
that shit was hard,
because
bro.
this is what it is though. You're looking at not just you, but most people will look at him. If you're not a fan of Kendrick, you look at the record as if
not a fan
it was
of Kendrick,
like a real
a fan
drop.
of rap,
like
bro.
it's like this is a single. Like this is. It wasn't that. He does. That's just like when he does the hearts.
Yeah.
If you go back to all the heart records, none of them are hits.
Yeah,
they're records where he's talking through, but he's leading to something.
Nah, 4 or 5 was a hit though. I ain't gonna lie. 4. I think it was 4 that was really really crazy though.
I gotta remember it. I don't remember off the top of my head. I will agree with you off the top right now because I don't remember any of the hearts being like something that was like
monumental shit.
Everybody
like,
knows them for them, but they're not. So like even
Billboard
Let the Party Die, they said
shit.
Let the Party Die is actually a lead up to the album because his whole thing was let the party die and then let me revive the party.
Yeah.
Like the way that's the whole.
No, I understand.
But that's what I said. But I get what you're saying with that record. Like people act like it was like the second coming of like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But that's because of who he is. Like I said, like I was saying last time when I was speaking with you A1. Hov could come and breathe on a song right now. And then they say, oh my God, like he could be talking about just his regular, you know what I mean? But it's just the fact of fandom, you've been waiting for him. That's what it was. Yeah. They were just waiting for Kendrick. So it didn't matter what he
they'll accept anything at that point.
Just like you seen.
Nah, I don't agree niggas accepting everything because the GNX album is really like, it's kind of like, he kind of like halted his momentum and not like us. He should have kind of like waited the entire year before he dropped this project. Because to me, this project,
you think it's premature?
That it was, it was formulaic, showing that he used the Not Like Us formula in his songs. And then not only that, like Kendrick kind of also like, his flow just kind of like stayed exactly the same through every track. Like the beat, the beats in the song.
Excuse me. Nah, I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah,
he changed his style up.
Nah,
I saw
like he doesn't do that funny
what
animation sounds that he's like
he's
used
always
to
done
type
that.
shit. No, but he didn't do it this time, which is like that was the only.
on records.
Nah, that was the only dope.
I wouldn't say
it.
it was as drastic as it usually is,
It
but he
wouldn't-
still changed.
But I think that's the good part.
Yo,
about
so
it,
what
though.
I will say is, he definitely got a whiff of that Not Like Us success, and he's like, I'm gonna sprinkle the shit out of it throughout this. But I think it still had different flows throughout. Like Reincarnated is like.
But the thing there was
way
12
different.
tracks. There was that's one of my
But
favorite
see,
tracks.
the
There
thing
was
about it
12 tracks, and then because there was 12 tracks, I'm only gonna really gravitate towards 4 to 5 of them. And for me, for
which
a
is still a
Kendrick
good.
album,
That's still a good percentage
for
for an
a
album.
Kendrick, for a regular artist, but for a Kendrick album, like they're comparing this shit like to Damn and like in his discography, I'm not rating.
But you're proving my point though. That's what I'm saying. So I know what you're like. That's what you're saying.
Well, I don't agree with that because to me, this album has way more than 4 to 5 tracks. There's 4 to 5 tracks that like that's why you hear people saying that are mostly classic because
what's your top 5?
When you start the album and it as a whole, the first 2 tracks already, Wacced Out Murals is incredible.
Yeah, that shit is
Wacced Out
fire.
Murals destroys everything out. Like,
yeah,
if
that's
talk
literally
about,
my favorite.
Even the way he came in, his presence on Wacced Out Murals, don't bother that man. Like if you, even as an artist, if you rap and you hear Wacced Out Murals,
that shit
people
was
gonna
hard,
tell you don't.
bro.
That's why everybody keeps talking that Lil Wayne stuff. At the same time, they're looking like don't bother that man
Nah,
right
but you
now.
heard what happened with Lil Wayne, though, right?
I like. See, that's the thing. For some reason, man, I wish I could like Kendrick as much as other people do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I can appreciate like what he's saying on the song, but to me, like he just never has that replay value to me. But Wacced Out Mirrors, what he said on it to me was like meaningful.
It's not just that. Like, see, this is the thing about Kendrick that makes his song like reason why Kendrick is Kendrick. That song, the arrangement of it is what scares you. So as it comes in, there's nothing. It's just like the beat.
It's
actually,
the same loop.
Yeah, it's a loop that turns into the bass. Then he's rapping. Then the bass line kicks in. But as it gets when the drums actually hit, and as it goes further, he gets more wicked as the song goes. That's the scary part. Like he's just getting more wicked as the song goes on. Where and the thing is, he's just really talking, but he's just telling you really like how he feels.
So what do you?
But it's not
so
really
speaking
a
of Wacced Out
replay
Mirrors,
value.
what did you guys think of him addressing like Snoop Dogg and Lil Wayne on it?
No, I think it was dope because that's what I'm saying. He's just telling you how he feels. The funny thing is, everybody says this. There's no diss. Even when he said for Snoop, he said I had to take it. His line is literally I had to take it.
Nah,
and
but
then
you
see
heard
what
what Lil
Snoop's
Wayne
response
said,
was,
though.
right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he was saying how, to be honest with you, even in that regard, what he was saying is 100% true. People, no matter what you do, people are gonna hate you.
Yeah.
So that's what it's really talking about.
Only
Even like
niggas
Wayne
who
and
are
them,
at the top,
like,
though.
Like they're instead of congratulate you, like he said, the only person you gotta think about that's a wicked line to say, even for it to be true. Only person that congratulated me was Nas. Where am I from? That's another thing from him. Like, where am I from?
Bro, that is literally
that's
a lie.
dude from Queens.
You
He
think it's a
literally
lie?
just had a pop-out show with mad niggas
No,
from the West
you're
Cost
not-
on the
you're not-
stage.
He's talking about
Everybody,
he's talking about industry wise.
He's talking about him
Huh?
getting, no, but
He's talking about for the Super Bowl?
No, he's talking about for him getting the Super Bowl. If you look it up, everybody had something to say on why and how did he get it. That was the
Maybe
whole interview.
publicly, but like
But that's the problem. That's what
that
I'm
shit
talking
was
about.
actually pretty dope for
Think
him to
about
get
it.
it.
Everybody,
though.
remember we even talked about it. Everybody questioned him getting the Super. He has the #1 record in the country for the longest spanning time, and you question him getting the Super Bowl. You wouldn't have done that for any. And when Eminem was on Super Bowl, we ain't heard an Eminem album that's been hot for years. Yeah. So my thing is, you would never question. So that's his point. You would never question it if it was somebody else.
Nah,
if
it was the
Drake,
location though. It was the location
but
that
still,
they're questioning it, and
there's
they
only
just started
one
it.
time they talked about this literally publicly. The NFL people talked about this. There's been one time, which was when they did the Dr. Dre situation. That's the only time that it mattered where somebody was from, and they chose to make it matter. Any other time that has never mattered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So why would it matter now?
I thought they set a standard when they did that, so I kind of understood like what they. I think people thought, all right, this is gonna be the new standard. Like
that's the thing, and that's not it, because if you notice what they said, bigger artists than Kendrick and bigger artists than Lil Wayne have been on that stage that are not from that whatever area,
but not. Would you say black artists though? In recent years?
Yeah, but Lil Wayne has a diss track rumored to
we
be like
talking
brewing in
Rihanna.
type shit. You feel me? So like Lil Wayne, he got the response. He tried to call like Kendrick. Kendrick didn't answer.
You
and he said
believe
That's a
you believe Lil Wayne really called Kendrick?
that's a story. We
That's
don't know
something
if
that
that's
should be
true or not.
rumored right now.
I know, but saying, do you believe it though?
I think that like Lil Wayne has the balls to do it to have a conversation with
And
Kendrick.
you think Kendrick really wouldn't pick up for Lil Wayne?
I just don't
be
think.
honest with you, I don't think that call ever happened. And Kendrick said it himself. He don't keep a phone for a course of 6 months. Like everybody knows.
I think that was cap. That was bullshit. I got the point he's trying to make.
No, but
he's like he's not really on it.
It doesn't mean that he doesn't have a phone, but it's more of a situation where.
Don't talk to me.
No, it's more of a situation where I don't answer any business. So if I have a phone, only people who personally know me can call me. And I know people in the business that literally do that. I know people that are in lesser businesses that do that. Like, yo, you might call them and you might know them for something professionally. I'm not. That's my other phone. I'm not answering that phone. That phone, go put it in the drawer.
But that's a little personal conversation. Right?
I think there's just certain people you always just pick up for.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I think like Jay-Z calls Kendrick. I don't give a fuck what Kendrick's doing. I think he's picking up.
But who y'all think will win though?
But that's money. That's the difference of the two things. Like, I would.
Then if you're gonna say I'm not picking up for business, you can't pick up for money either. It's either if it's closed or not.
That's a different level of money.
Now we're picking and choosing. We're picking and choosing.
No, but that's what you're allowed to pick and choose.
All right.
Listen, if I'm worth a couple $1 million and the billionaire call me, I'm answering the phone.
Okay.
If I'm worth a couple $1 million and the other billionaire call me, and mind you, we don't do business.
You don't have to really answer the call.
I don't know, but if you name me in the song, I think I'm worth the phone call. If it happens,
answering
the phone. But you gotta think about who you're talking about. He's done this all the time. Control, remember that's the whole story. Remember when Control came out? Everybody called him. They said nobody could get him. All right. Also think about who he was coming at, what level they're at when he dropped Control. Right? We're talking about Lil Wayne here. Let's put some respect on his name.
But I don't think he can win against Kendrick Lamar.
10 years out of the fold.
Yeah,
like
he can't beat Kendrick.
He hasn't mattered in 10 years. I'm sorry, it's the truth. And mind you, he's a legend, yes, but he hasn't everybody who screams Lil Wayne now, they like to hear him in beef because he's such an incredible artist. But at the same time, in the last 3 years, all these people that screaming this don't bump none of his last recent albums. He got about 3 albums in the last 5 years.
His feature runs are better than his actual albums.
Nobody cares his new albums.
I don't know.
He's an incredible artist.
But you just said that last. When you're a legend, you're a legend. I think you pick up for a legend. That's all. If it happened.
But that's how we would feel about it. A legend to. I
think that's how everyone would feel.
No, a legend to a legend is different.
But who's more of a legend right now?
It doesn't matter. More of. There's no such thing as
there
that.
There is.
There's
levels of legends. There's levels.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. When you're a legend, it isn't. Like if LL Cool J calls Jay-Z, Jay-Z's not answering the phone. It doesn't matter because
Jay-Z's a bigger legend than LL Cool J.
But even when LL Cool J was a bigger legend, so that's the problem that they had. If I feel like
Jay-Z a bigger legend than LL, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Pioneer-wise, what I'm saying, it's not. It's a whole different conversation.
It's generational. You feel me?
You don't. Be honest with you, when you up there, it's equal playing field. I don't have to. It's just like me and you talking. It's the same way that they feel.
I think it's about mutual respect.
But that's what I'm trying to say. How much of that does Kendrick have for anyone? Nobody. That's what literally Wacced Out Murals is about. That you don't realize that. I don't like. If they kill my he listens into the song. If they kill my legend, all legends die. Like I don't see any of you. It's only me. That's his whole point. He's been saying this.
I get you could talk that talk, but then there's reality.
Yeah, but
I think he respects it.
You believe that. That's what I'm saying. If you listen,
he believes that. We all know he believes.
If you see how he moves, you've never seen Kendrick move with any of them like side by side because that's the problem he has.
You barely even see the nigga talk.
Because his thing is I don't really rock with y'all. Like I'm here because I have to be in this building.
But you don't gotta rock with me to respect me.
He just wants to make money off music. That's it.
I have to
be an artist.
I have to have.
There's a bunch of people you don't rock with, but you have some level of respect for.
That doesn't mean I'll answer the phone for them. I might respect what they did, but that don't mean I gotta talk to you because I don't respect you. Just because I respect what you did don't mean I respect you. There's a big.
You don't think he respects Lil Wayne? I know. Give me an answer. Give me an.
He said he respects him in the song.
But listen, he say respect what they're in the song. But my thing is he respects what Lil Wayne has done.
Okay.
But obviously, I'm telling you right now, if he respected his pen like it's a fearful
like
act,
it's a threat,
he would never say his name. And that's what everybody knows that there's certain people you don't say their name because you don't want the boogeyman.
So you
the game used to talk about that. Remember he said, "Yo, I respect Jay-Z to the highest degree. I'm gonna say his name because I feel like I could reach there."
Yeah.
But at the same time, people won't because he's the boogeyman. Because if he does decide to respond to you, depending on how he responds to you, can really, really hurt you. And that's what I'm saying.
99% of rappers think they could come at any other rapper.
Nah, that's completely false. Trust me, I'm gonna tell you this right now. That is complete. I'll give you a prime example. Most people's GOAT was out here apologizing when he realized what could happen.
I said 99%. I didn't say 100%.
But he's probably the greatest right now. If nobody really like J. Cole is probably with a pen is probably the greatest right now.
No, he is the greatest.
But He realized what can happen. Like what you see Kendrick do, that's the public perception that can twist when somebody, because you could have the best pen in the world and still lose a battle.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
And that's what. But he started realizing like there's certain areas of this.
But according to J. Cole himself, right, he didn't do the apologies because he thought he could lose the battle. It was other aspects to it that got dirty.
But that's my point.
I think that's the best example.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's my point. That's why you don't do it. So like, you think anybody think?
But he wasn't. But you're trying to say that he's scared. Listen, he's scared of Kendrick.
No, I'm not saying he's scared.
That's what you're implying.
No, what you just said was this. You just said any rapper feels like they can take any rapper at any given time.
Yeah,
that's not true. They could feel like they're better than that rapper, but to beat them, what do I have to do? He's not gonna be willing to do what Kendrick would do to him, so you can't win. That's not true. See, that's the difference.
Nah,
what do you think?
Lil Wayne is definitely like.
We're not talking about Lil Wayne. We're talking about J. Cole. J. Cole's not willing to do what Kendrick did.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes, but that's my point. Yeah. So that's why he said.
But I also didn't say 100%, right? I said 99. I just said no. But there's always a exception.
But that's what I'm not saying. That's not just an exception. Most rappers stay out of beef for that exact reason. They're not willing to go where. That's the difference with Kendrick. Kendrick will go as far as he. That's why people don't like beefing with the game. Because even though they could be better rappers than him, where he's willing to go, you're not willing to go, so you can't win.
He's gonna take it outside of music.
It so like even in music, he's gonna give you 1,000 bars after 1,000 bars. What he used to do, he's gonna go so far that you don't. Styles P, same way. Even Jay was like, I'm not going back and forth with Styles, because what David Styles is gonna do to you on record after record after record, can you keep up? You might have a better pen, but you might give him 3 verses and then you're not inspired to do it anymore. He'll give you 15 and they're all A1.
Yo, but here's the thing, right? You can give your 3 and think you won.
But
I'm telling you,
perception kills all of that. You're in the job of public perception as a rapper.
And a lot of people don't say they don't care.
That's a lie. And we know this because their job is that. Their job is this. That's why Kendrick is.
To this day, Jay-Z thinks he fucking won. And public perception says otherwise.
No, but he said it. Jay is admitted on
yeah, he know he lost.
He admitted he lost. He said, but I feel he had. No, what's funny? He makes the point that you're saying. He had the better raps.
Yeah,
that's a
but
fact.
But that's my point though, right? Even when you lose, you still think you won.
No, but he said I lost though. That's the thing. He said,
bro, it's like bringing this thing with like Drake has clearly lost, right?
Yeah.
I bet you asked this man to his face, yo, what did you have you ever lost a rap battle? Not one.
Yeah, but listen,
which that's what I'm saying. Like public perception obviously dictates the reality of things. I think it's the rapper ego that lets them come in at anybody. But I just want to. I don't want to dive too deep.
I hear you.
So what do you guys think Lil Wayne stands a chance against Kendrick if this beef actually happens?
Of course, because he is who he is. He is, of course.
Right now, currently.
So go ahead. You think Lil Wayne can't beat Kendrick in a rap battle right now?
Right now, nah. If it was in 2008, maybe. But right now, hell no. Kendrick is like kind of like really cerebral when it comes to it, where he's going to be a little bit more conscious of what he's doing. Lil Wayne is kind of like whacked out his mind a little bit. So if he's focused, he stands a chance. But even at that point, it might not even reach, because like you said, he's been flopping the past couple projects and he's been dropping more consistently than Kendrick. So for Kendrick to not drop as consistently and do all this in 1 year and make such a big impact, I don't think Lil Wayne can really do anything.
I think it's for me personally, it'll be dope as if you talking like artist versus artist, but Wayne definitely stands a chance, because the difference is if you put Wayne in that environment, you're giving him motivation. And to me, when you hear his music, some of it lacks that in general.
That's what I'm saying. He has nothing to do.
But Kendrick will be that motivation, and I don't think you want to be.
Yeah, Kendrick's hungry right now.
I don't think. I think for them that's what'll make it like great. But also, Wayne is willing to go where Kendrick goes. So
yeah, like, Wayne's got nothing to lose.
Yeah, like Wayne, but not just that. Wayne is Wayne is one of them artists who've always been that. Whenever you
he
rap
lost
with him,
all his battles.
He's who Wayne?
Yeah, he's never won a battle.
Who did you say he lost?
Who is Wayne?
Gilly?
I think Jay-Z beat him. I
don't think they had like a real battle. I can't say Lil Wayne's had like a true battle.
That's what I'm saying. He only goes like one-liners.
He's had like
Wayne's had a couple battles, but
I would say sparring. Could you say like a battle, or would you say like more of a sparring session?
But where has he won though?
I feel like his battles just kind of like flamed out.
Yeah, I agree with you, but that's because
I just think that like, neither like Wayne or the person he was battling at the time was that. There wasn't that much hate. I don't think they were that invested in the battle.
No, what it was, to be honest with you, no, it's fear. Like, because if you know, it's funny. He picked the battle with the Juggernaut. People forget that he picked the battle with 50. What happened? 50 doesn't turn down a battle. He'll tell you. He said this. 50 did an interview. He goes, this motherfucker's got 10 mixtapes a month. You think I'm gonna sit here like? You get what I'm saying? So like, it's like that's why I said it's like David Styles. If you see Styles P, he has nothing else left to do. Like, so my point is, if you come at him and it's like, okay, you know what, I'll clear I don't have the 100 city tour.
Clear my schedule. Clear my schedule.
All yours. Yeah. Because that's what Kendrick did. People didn't realize it. Like Drake picked the worst time to respond because Kendrick said, I'm out of my deal. I'm actually thinking about retiring. I have no other motivation but you.
We talked about it was dumb for himself as well. Like he just did back-to-back tour. Like, it was just like, for an opponent like this, you need your own time. You need to be in your room writing. Like you can't win a battle this big between like tour dates. Like, it was stacked against him, but his ego and cockiness is what ultimately got him, because he could have had a better chance.
100%.
He wasn't really focused on Kendrick though. He had his mind separated on everybody else.
He did. He thought he could like. He thought he could walk through it. He thought he was about to get jumped, and he was about to be on some Bruce Lee shit. Like I'm about to.
Bro thought he was Goku.
He thought he was bigger than he. And what it is, he thought he was like, and this is what happens to a lot of people. It happened to Jay too. You think you're bigger than the game itself. This is all a game. Yeah. So when you say I'm big, I'm so big, I don't have to play it. Yeah. That's part of what his situation is now with the Universal labels. Yeah. Like you thought you so big that you don't have to play it until you get kicked in the head and you realize.
So let's get into some more songs in the album. So what did you guys think about Squabble Up? I know you were looking forward to this song.
Yeah, that's my song. I love it.
It's your favorite song?
I love it. It's not my favorite song. Wacced Out Murals is still my favorite. His demeanor on Wacced Out Murals, to me, I love Wacced Out Murals because that song is Kendrick. Like as a whole. Like, how everybody says, oh yeah, he likes to start problems. No. If you listen to what he says on that song, the reason why he has this level of hate, like he says how he hates this stuff, is what he explains in that song. Like, look at what happens. There's no congratulations. There's no, hey, somebody always has something negative to say. Somebody always basically, so that's what his whole point is. Like, Wacced Out Mirrors. I could do whatever. You paint me as the president today, and then tomorrow you want to assassinate me. That's kind of what it is.
What do you think about Squabble Up?
It's not really in my like top 3 as far as favorites.
It started off a lot stronger, and then it just didn't like carry through. Like I thought, like the first like 30 seconds or so, I'm like, oh, this is like
before the sample.
Yeah, it's like okay.
A lot of people didn't like the sample because you didn't expect it.
Nah, it's. Really
I thought he was just gonna keep the tone.
Yeah.
I wish if he kept the tone, that probably would have been the best song on the album.
Yeah. I have a question. So like in the video, you notice how like. Is there anything behind him like keeping a straight face in like his videos? Yes. Is there something behind that?
Yes, it all is. The whole video is symbolism, but all of his videos have been that. Yeah, like, even that video, he has the roots.
Keeping it consistent.
He shows a section from the roots. Yeah, because it's supposed to be. It's almost his way of showing how annoyed he is. That's why I said let the party die. Like it's no matter what happens, even not like us, it's the same way. It's like this. I'm sick of all this shit. Yeah. That's what it's supposed to be. It's just basically supposed to be his demeanor. It's like, I'm sick of all this shit.
But not really.
Yeah. But really. That's the whole point. Let the party die. Let me restart it. It's the whole point.
What did you guys think about the Luther one?
I love Luther.
Overrated, but it was really good. It's still not one of the better songs on the album.
You know what?
His best songs
I don't like
so
it,
tough,
but I always think it's incredibly hard to get a classic song like that, especially in like an R&B song, and try to make it into a rap. I think a lot of rappers try this and fail.
I think it was.
I think he had a good attempt.
The reason why I enjoy it and I like it is because he's done it before. Oh. The him and Rihanna record, the couple records on DM.
That was tough though.
So
that one he did well on. That one.
So now that one, it was just his version, and he just did it with SZA. That's basically what it is. So like it's one of them things where I like the remake of it because it to me I think he did it incredibly because he did it to fit his style.
It's really, really good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm telling you, there's real songs on this album that to me it just really hit the chord. Like you said, it's not only him, but it's also relatable and you can still learn.
TV Off?
TV Off is one of the ones.
Okay, of course.
But it's not really.
Yeah. I thought that was like the Not Like Us, like kind of.
That's how I felt about Squabble Up.
If you listen to it, if you put it side by side, you know they did that. It is not.
It's the same exact.
But it's
metronome and
everything. That's what it was. Like Mustard.
Well, I think Mustard did that one and Luther.
Yeah.
He did 4 records up there.
I thought
he did Squabble Up too.
He did 4. Squabble Up. Yeah, I think he's co-producer. Squabble Up. Like the records, he's co-producer on. It's not just him.
Yeah, because it's
even
like
that Mustard record, the TV Off. I think the second half.
It's the second half.
The first half is Mustard.
Yeah, You got Reincarnated. I thought which was the more interesting.
That's one of my favorite ones, especially that he was angry on that.
It's made niggas all over again. It's
made niggas was, but the thing is, I think Tupac, if you compare both of them two, I think he low key out rapped Tupac. Like that shit was tough, bro.
I don't know.
Is that you see that Kendrick shit?
No, but
I just heard the song.
No,
though.
but listen, I get what he's saying.
I just heard the song. Like
what he did do though, he rapped more. Like if you listen to Made Niggas, Pac coasted on it.
Yeah, he
killed it. But he smoked it. But the way he did it, like Pac was just bopping. But and people forget that Pac didn't rap the whole record like Kendrick did.
It was.
There was other people on the record.
Yeah.
So like he just coasted and laid something. But Kendrick went off,
conceptualized the entire track
so that's
and
the
the
difference.
beat.
So I get what he's
I mean,
saying.
what I really liked about it, he really like painted a picture on it.
Yeah,
like I like as he was rapping, like you can almost like visualize like what he's talking about, getting kicked out of the house, all this other shit. Like it was. I like when they say something so deep, you actually envision it. Like it puts you in a place.
That's his best thing.
That's his literally main characteristic.
That's his best characteristic since he started.
All right. Dodger Blue, actually, I really like that song.
Dodger Blue is one of the best songs on the album to me.
Definitely.
Peekaboo,
I hate that song.
I cannot stand.
It was okay.
And Hey Now, those are the ones that were like really could have went without.
I like Hey Now to a degree because I like his cockiness. What Hey Now is supposed to be.
But he did all that in Wacced Out Murals, though. You feel me? And
that's what I'm saying. That's why I like it though, because that's his personality. Because like even that Black Moses, I just strangled out a goat.
His whole album is his personality. Crazy. Like he been really going crazy.
That's what's gonna make Drake start kicking chairs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear "Men at the Garden" though? That's one.
Tough.
That's one of my favorite ones.
That's his one mic remake, but it's tough. I like it because of that fact. But I don't think it's one of the best songs on the album. But I like it. I like it creatively.
It's more of him type. Yeah, exactly. It's one of
to me, my favorite song on the album, I think, and he actually doesn't rap. He raps the least on it is actually GNX. I really like that song.
You know what's funny? That's
the
lowest rated song.
Yeah,
really
for the public. And
it's actually pretty dope. I love
GNX, but some people it's a love-hate thing. Most people either love it or they hate it.
Well, see, I think, like I said, because that's the song he least raps on. So I think
it's because the features carried
his new fans are like these fans. They're like, I didn't sign up for this shit.
Yeah. The features carried on that though.
But they slid.
Yeah.
The feature slid on that.
To me, I think the most underrated song, people are talking about it, but they ain't talking about it because the title is The Hard Part 6. The Hard Part 6, he spazzed on.
Yeah, he took it on to a different level though.
So once again, I don't like the song. But I liked what he talked on, like I won't re-listen to the song, but it was nice and like what he talked about, like the backstory of how TDE started and all that shit.
Yeah,
I thought that was dope. So a lot of people talking about who's got the better Hard Part 6.
Yeah, Kendrick, I was just about to ask you.
It's not even close. I'm not even gonna say that. Kendrick's Hard Part 6 is way better. It's not even close.
It's two different songs though.
Yeah, and Drake was defeated. That's what put him in this bind already. So yeah,
Drake like waving a white flag versus Kendrick putting it on an album where he's celebrating his victory lap type shit. Thing, I think
I'll be guilty. I like Drake's Hard Part 6 better.
Yeah, but it's because you generally don't like
rap.
Kendrick.
You don't like rap.
But the reason why I can tell you that
there you go. There you go.
Don't like rap, bro.
But the reason why I say that is because every song that you've spoken about, even not just now, but even when you talked about it before, every song that is conceptually what Kendrick does.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not a fan of it.
He likes the box.
But here's the thing, right? Like, I don't hate the guy. Like, like a lot of these people are going online. It's like, I hate Kendrick. I'm like, he never did nothing to me. Like, his music just doesn't give me the same feelings it does for other people. Yeah. And I think this is what like this beef kind of fucked up. Where like this is the point I was trying to make before. It's like, you get like if you don't like his music, now all of a sudden like, well, you don't like black people.
Yeah,
like that's but bro, these are
get used to it now.
These are comments I'm hearing like online. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing like when people reviewed that his album and and it's not well. They're like, well, what the like? Something's wrong with you.
Because of the times. It's the same thing. Like I said, that happens when Drake drops an album. Because like me, the same way you feel is how I feel about most Drake albums. Be honest with you, 75% of them. I don't go back to a Drake album. I might go back to 3 Drake songs on every album.
Yeah,
I never go back to a Drake album.
What's your last great Drake album that you listened to? Mine was Scorpion because of God's Plan. That was his last hit.
I'm about to say Scorpion, but not even God's Plan. I listened to the other side, and because I like competitive Drake. competitive Drake is a monster when he wants to be. He is what he is. But that's why I like Scorpion. That's why I liked If You're Reading This Is Too Late. Like,
If You're Reading This
that's competitive Drake. People forget. Like, if you listen to those records, legend. Like, that's why he's talking the way he talks.
It's cocky,
but he
Drake,
don't.
though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because he's not being really competitive. He thing about him is when he's in his competitive mode. That's why Family Matters was such a tough record. Like,
that shit was elite.
Oh yeah, because his competitiveness, when he's competitive, he starts thinking differently. Because he's witty already. Yeah. But he starts thinking differently.
This is the problem of being on top for too long. Like, you get arrogant, and then you just get bored, and you think whatever you put out is just this hot shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's hard because he's getting the same amount of money that money and numbers can fuck you up sometimes.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
And then all right, the last song. What you guys think about Gloria?
Gloria was cool. I liked the concept. If you listen to the whole record through and he ends the concept, it's dope.
I couldn't get it, bro. What was it? Like,
because it's supposed to be like it's like the relationship, like the love of his life, but it's a relationship with him and his mic.
I thought it was a pen, but yeah.
It's like same shit, basically, like his career, basically.
I think he kind of mixed it in a sense where like some parts are actually about his girl,
some
parts are about like music and
like duality of
a relationship. That's what it is. It's supposed to be duality of a relationship, really. But it's like,
I know when he dropped that shit, like she's like, who you calling a bitch?
Yeah. But my last question is
the music.
The Bachi Hours, how you say it? The singer, the Spanish singer. The Barachi singer.
Okay.
Like, what was the theme and reason behind that? Like, he had.
I mean, it's just like that's just West. Like,
nah, it was a theme to it, but I forgot. I had read about it. Somebody said it, and then I looked into it, and I was like, oh yeah, it's true. But there was a reason behind it, but I forgot why. Just like the release date. It wasn't supposed to release that day. You know why it did, right?
Nah.
JF Kennedy.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Ultimate headshot.
I saw that. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and
do you think those things be planned or do fans just like reach? Because I feel like if you drop on almost every day is gonna be like if you look for it, you're gonna find a reason.
So with him, the reason why some of it started becoming a thing is because Top Dog on Twitter started saying certain things, and then when he started doing the symbolism with the pictures, now that's when people caught on. Yeah. Before that, he always did stuff, and nobody really knew except for other artists because they would know him and be like, "Oh yeah, he did it because of this." But when he did the OJ glove that's when it started becoming symbolism. When he was doing all because he really, like I said, you mess with somebody who had nothing else better to do, worth millions of dollars. All he's doing is push-ups in the park and writing for you.
Lil Wayne is not on that type of timing. You feel me?
So like. That's the difference, but
I think Wayne's got that type of time.
No, that's the thing. Wayne, Wayne's on tour now, but if Wayne felt like it, if he says I clear my schedule for you, it can get dangerous. That's the difference. Yeah. He's the type to do it. Like Drake's under so many obligations, he can't clear a schedule to do something like that. Like there's certain artists.
Bro, he's about to go on fucking tour again.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, because he has that Live Nation contract. He has to
on the other side of the world, though.
Yeah. We'll get him more
Kendrick made him cut his hair and tour on the other side of the world.
But the last thing I'll say before, sorry, just to talk about the album, like you were saying, in my opinion. What makes the album so unique is that how we talk about all these different records that he has, they all fit a different time period. If you notice, he mixed his time periods of what he made in different albums and made one album where everything that he did well in different albums, he brought in a different way. So like records from like Luther and those records like that, that's from what like he was doing on Damn. And then you got like the conceptual records. Some of that is what he did on his last project.
Except for TV Off though, right? Because he did that from Not Like Us.
TV Off is Not Like Us.
Like now, that's what I'm saying. So like each one of those things, like Good Kid, Mad City is part of like the Heart 6. Like all of those type of records, he bridged like everything that we liked about that he does. This is the first time that he did. Because think about every album, he usually changes. Completely.
So if he's doing all that, and I'm gonna get into this because Pitchfork. Which I'm not familiar with. I guess this is like
I know Pitchfork
they do a lot of ratings, right? They gave him a 6.6, which is his lowest score out of any album he dropped, right? So if you brought up a good point, right? If he's doing all these like kind of time stamps and time frames from all like different periods of his career, why do you think this is one of his lowest scoring records?
Because
his discography is really high,
because look at where he is. Like we just talked about this. When does Drake score really high? Nobody. Huh?
What do you mean?
Like nobody ever notices. Drake doesn't get. There's never like you know how for Kendrick, Damn, they'll say classic or they'll say or if they go to Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah. Drake doesn't really have one of those. They only talk about his numbers, but they don't talk about he got 5 mics in the source back then. He got the double X. No, because anybody who's usually that high up, they don't get scored that high unless it's something going on with them that like where they have to push them. Otherwise, every place's negative review is gonna get them more clicks. Pitchfork does all music, so to them, they're not hip hop heads regardless. So that
I don't really care about their.
Yeah, they don't care about hip hop, but they're only reviewing them because.
Yo, but my thing is like, from when I was reading, right? So this is my first time even hearing about them. Like they used to get it right, but now it's like it's only right when they give them the score that you want. But now that like they gave them a low score, now it's like they don't know what they're talking about.
Nah, it's not that. It's just that if it's so. Since when did we as a people, thinking about it as a people that even in hip hop, let a non-hip hop publication rate hip hop and care?
No. So I understand.
So like, remember Rolling Stone they only rated certain hip hop albums.
Yeah.
If you only rate in certain hip hop albums, why do we care what you're rating? Because there's a hip hop album that you didn't.
No, for sure. But my thing is right. You have a good point, right?
Yeah.
But when they rated the score that you think's appropriate, now we care. Now we validate. I think that's the problem, right?
I've never. That's what I'm saying.
No, so when I was reading the reviews about this Pitchfork thing, right? A lot of people are like, "Oh, like they used to get it right. They used to get it right. They got it right in this one." Now it's like, now because they give Kendrick a score that you don't agree with, now like they fell off type of shit.
Nah, it's not really that. It's just this. So sometimes you can't get it wrong. If we sat in this room right now, and say if it was 30 people in here, and you say, is Thriller, the album, a 10 out of 10? The first person that says 9 out of 10, get out the room.
Okay.
Because we know what that is. You can't, there's certain things you can't have this conversation about.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
It's debatable
like,
between that and Off the Wall, though.
Yeah, you could debate the two, but you can never
they're
debate
both
that
10 out of 10. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can't. So you can't. If you debate that, something's wrong.
Yeah.
We know you got it wrong because that's what I'm saying. So Pitchfork gets it right when nobody could get it wrong. But like when you're talking about, if you're talking about an actual hip hop album, it's kind of hard to get it right. When not hip hop.
So do you think what platform is there a platform that like?
Yeah, that's why you got like Rap Radar and such, but there's not many. They all died off because they're publications. And there's a couple, like people will say Complex, but come on, let's be real. We know what Complex
is. A lot of rage bait. They do a lot of rage bait. I feel like they're very specific on rage bait.
But my point is, nowadays, since we're in the era of clicks, nobody's ever gonna get it right because it's worth more to get it wrong.
Okay.
So I never value anybody's opinion on,
at least for a certain amount of time.
But no, I just don't value anybody's opinion publicly about a project anymore because the clicks is what they do it for.
Okay. So
like a lot of times you can hear certain truth in it, and then the rest of it will be whatever. Because like if you hear most people who say they don't like the Kendrick album, they'll like if like how your opinion is valid because like you said, I don't listen to that type of music. It's perfectly fine. But when people tell you like, oh, well, it's just a Not Like Us soundtrack. Well, Gloria, Luther, we go down the list. We could name 7 records right now that don't sound like Not Like Us.
Yeah.
So you're only naming 2 records.
Yeah, it's only 2 that's really like
that
Not
means
Like
you
Us.
already had a preconceived notion. So you don't need to review the album. You just don't like him. If you didn't like him, what you even cut it on for? That's what music is.
Well, yeah, I think you should always give every album list, even for artists you don't like, because you never know if they might change something up.
But that's my thing. That's if you're gonna give it an honest listen.
Yeah.
If you're listening,
I mean, I've listened. I know
no,
you're not coming at me directly.
No, I'm not talking about you. No, before you, I'm gonna let you go because I definitely want to hear what you have to say. But my point is, I'm talking about the person, not you. I'm talking about the person. There's people who literally clicked on that album,
just to
heard 3 records, and then went on. First thing they did was this
ass.
That's
double cheeks.
That's what you planned to do before you ever.
Because
you wanted the clicks. You're up here like this already.
Yeah,
nobody even asked you. You could have kept it to yourself. Even if you liked it, you could have kept it to yourself. But you purposely cut on.
Well, everyone thinks their opinion's valid though.
Yeah.
So like 100%. I can't. I mean, the reason we do podcasting is because we think our opinions are valid. So yeah, that's.
I think my opinion's
valid. I just like to have a conversation.
You think it's valid too?
Depending what we talk about.
You'll argue till you're fucking run out of breath. I know you think your opinion is valid.
I like to do that with A1 because I just love it. You know what I'm saying? Like I love a great debate. I love an educated debate.
Yo, because like I said, I've never been a big Kendrick fan, but I've always listened to his albums. I feel like I'm missing out. Yeah. It's like I want to fucking like get the feelings that you guys are feeling, but it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, I mean it has to be fine, right? But like that's the reason. Like when I'm honest about how I feel about his music, people think like, oh, like you're hating, but it's like no, I don't hate the guy. It just doesn't do anything for me.
I'm gonna give you a prime example of that. So I make music.
Yeah,
Eminem is amazing. I don't relate to none of that shit.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like think about it. Everything he's talking about, I don't relate to any of that shit. So let me ask you a question. For a person who doesn't relate to it, when can I listen to it? Cause
Never.
I'm not riding around in the car bumping it because for what?
That's the
like,
problem.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I don't relate to any of it, I don't have no. So anytime I go to listen to it, if I want to hear multi-syllable rap because he is the greatest at doing it,
just when it drops, is when you really listen to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like an art factor. So for me being an artist, I can go and say, yo, listen, I'm listening to it for this exact reason. But if I want to listen to something even in the gym or any, I have no point to listen to one of the greatest rappers ever because I don't relate to nothing he says. So that's why I said there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean he doesn't make great music, but he doesn't make music for me.
Yeah.
There you go. You know what I mean?
See, that's nice having conversations with intelligent people.
Yeah, I said that's all
right.
it is.
I can't keep up with y'all niggas, man. I'll be honest.
That's why you're on that shit.
Huh?
So you can't be on that shit before you pod, man.
I'm not on that shit, but stop trying to dry snitch.
What?
I said I'm not on that shit, but stop trying to dry snitch.
I'm not dry snitching. Your eyes is
You're
dry snitching.
You're just snitching, yeah.
On what? What am I snitching on?
On some stuff that I'm doing prior to the pod.
I haven't said nothing. I said you on that music shit. That's what I'm talking about. What you talking about?
Don't do it. He's smart. Don't do it.
All right, so let's get into this lawsuit. One of the craziest things I've ever seen in hip hop. So, for y'all that don't know, which I don't know how you wouldn't know, Drake's company, Frozen Moments LLC, sues UMG and Spotify and claims that the companies falsely pumped up the popularity of the song, and UMG offered special licensing deals to Spotify for the song, charging 30% less, which is illegal. Mm-hmm. Also accuses Apple of misdirecting listeners to the song while using Siri. I actually personally like that happened to me, which I thought it was just like whatever, weird mistake, right? UMG responds by saying this is false and they employ the highest ethical practices in their marketing and promotion companies. Ethical is very hard for any billion-dollar company to use. For me, like, outside of music, I think anything that I don't think you become a billion-dollar company by being ethical. Mm-hmm. Spotify has not put out a statement yet. So what are we thinking about this lawsuit? We'll go with you first, man.
Mm-hmm. I think you have to look at it from two ways because Drake is not, if you're looking at it from the fans, Drake is on some bitch shit. But if you're looking at it from a business perspective, Drake is having a battle with him and his labels.
I mean, initially when this came out, I was like pussy. Like, that's like my first thing in my head. I'm like, this is one of the wildest things I've ever seen. Like, there's just no way this guy is like this crazy, right? Yo, but then I'm like, all right. I like to think he's not as dumb as we think he is.
He's
right?
not dumb.
Not at all. Like I said, I don't think you become this famous, this big by being dumb. So I'm thinking like, all right, because he knows, right? He knows as soon as he dropped that lawsuit, the public was gonna tear him up. Mm-hmm. So what does he have to actually gain from doing something that's gonna tear him up?
I was researching this more today just because like it was interesting to me because it's actually an artist fight. People. It's bitch shit because of who's doing it and the timing of it. Yeah, not just that, but all right. So it's a double-edged sword. One of it is it's an artist thing. Most artists are getting screwed over by the same thing Drake's talking about. But the reason why most artists are going when he does it, because you're the one that usually that they've been doing it for years. You are Drake because they've been doing this for you for years, and this is why we can't win.
That's why it looks funny when he does it.
That's why it looks funny because the two companies came after, people forget, are his own companies. UMG is his label. Sylvia Rome put him down and gave him millions of dollars back in the day, and there's a couple other people up there that had him up there for years. Apple. That's what got him and Jay the separation because he went to Apple for the personalized
over
deal.
Tidal.
So they were pushing your stuff and putting everybody else on the back burner. When you did that, you didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But now
why would he?
Now it happens to you. But on a double-edged sword of it, it's illegal. Number one. Number two is that's why independent artists don't survive as much unless they can get money from somewhere. So that's why they don't really stay independent. They get funds from somewhere. And every independent artist goes to some type of label, gets some type of funds to be as big as they are because of situations like this, because you have to pay for these things. It's kind of payola for everything. Yeah. And then also on the back end, you gotta think they're charging less, but they're getting paid for these streams on the back end. So if you're charging,
they're personally invested into the company.
And the companies,
like they actually own shares of the company. So like they're double dipping, which is inside trading. So.
Yeah, but they're allowed to for some reason because reason why is because streams are not. Most of these streaming companies, there's no legal ramifications to most of them. So that's why artists don't know what they get paid per stream. So I can give you a prime example, like a little bit under a penny is what Tidal will pay you for a stream.
Yeah. Spotify
is like a quarter of a penny, but it's the same thing. They're both streams. So what's the difference? titles owned by artists, so he gives you the most that like with a fair trade.
Yeah.
But why is Spotify paying you a bunch less and they're streaming your
bigger company?
But there's
but I know what you mean. It's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. And you're not getting, like, you know what I mean? There's no...
One's more money and one's more publicity, though.
So, like, but even then, it's still, their publicity comes from your records.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's no records there's no Spotify.
It's like, if we're both selling water, but I'm charging, like, more for my water, but it's like, it's still the same water, like, but...
One's selling it at Costco, and then the other one's selling it at a gas station.
Yeah, some companies have more prestige. Spotify's a bigger company.
Yeah.
So, like, what happens, and this is for all streaming companies, they all do different numbers. They all give you a different share of what you're supposed to get, which is, in turn, is really wrong, because even on album sales, you got the same share because it's the same album. There's no reason for it. There's really no, that's what I'm saying, there's no explanation for it. So, to artists, that's the reason why a bunch of artists are like, this doesn't make any sense anymore. But, so in a double-edged sword, that's where it comes from. Drake's correct, and it's an artist fight. It actually will help artists if he wins this, because people don't realize that the lawsuit is not really a lawsuit for monetary gain. No, it's like
for exposure.
He's about to turn it into, what people don't realize is this is the start of a class action suit. Now this is where
it's not. So it's not an official lawsuit yet.
No, it's going to be a class action. They said, but
so right now, Drake's pretty much, they just want information. Inquiries. They want all the documents, everything, all the paper trails.
And when it turns into a class action, that's when we'll know how important it is to other artists, because it's not going to just be a Drake thing anymore. Yeah. Because everybody's, now that the information comes out, everybody gets to see who got screwed over. So now everybody can join the lawsuit, and that's what they're afraid of, and that's what makes it so important to the music industry.
But do you think he has that much leverage now? Because he's not really at the peak of his career anymore. So does he have as much leverage now?
Well, I think that's false. To me, he's at the peak of his career. Like Drake, in my personal opinion, the reason why I say he's at the peak of his career, Drake can't get no higher. He can maintain, but to me, there's nothing. He's an actor. He's an artist. He is what he's going to be at the highest level of his career.
Even at
so he's so powerful that.
So you think he can win this class act?
Oh yes, because it's not gonna be just.
Yo, I don't think they make it to court. I think they're gonna settle. They're gonna give him whatever the fuck he wants.
But he doesn't want money. That's the point.
No, I know he doesn't. Yeah. I think they're gonna try to sweeten that pot as much as he could. Yo, because I get what you're saying. Even like, think about it. Drake's having the worst year of his life, and he's still the biggest. Yeah, it's just. Yeah. I think he's just too cemented.
He's
even
not
like
the biggest this year though.
Well, he's not. This thing is, he's not the most popular this year, but that doesn't mean he's not who.
Longevity,
he is.
He's still gonna, and he's still gonna be him.
What people confuse is this: when you reach the plateau, like him, a Jay-Z, a Nas, with the plateau of their career, because not everybody's is the same height either.
Yeah.
You can't. Only thing you could look to is to maintain it, and Drake has, even with the loss, Drake maintains it. If Drake right now just shows up, this is just a fact, on a pod. Any pod. He can go to somebody's house right now and show up on a pod.
He shows up on our podcast.
Yeah, and it's going to do $1 billion over the course of a month, because he is who he is. You can't, no matter what you do, you can't take that.
He's a part of the conversation.
Brent Hitman Hart is Brent Hitman Hart without the belt. The Rock is The Rock without the belt. He showed the WWE fight today on WrestleMania, and it's not for the belt. You're watching that fight over whatever the belt is. He still is who he is. The belt don't matter no more.
Yeah, that's why everyone watched Mike Tyson fight, because
he is who
that's
he
not
is.
Mike Tyson, but it's still Mike Tyson. Yo, because you got to think about it, right? Drake is not the most popular artist this year at all, right?
Only this year, though.
No, only this year, right? Still having one of the worst years of his life musically. He was, I think, out of the 11 months we've been in, right? He was still the number one streams artist on Spotify. Yo, with the biggest L of his life.
Yeah.
So I get, like, there's just no really bringing him down. Yo, even this right now, right? This lawsuit it's insane, right? I think from like just like from a street point of view, right? This is like the craziest shit you ever seen in a rap battle, right? Bro, you'll go online, you will see 1,000 people defending this guy.
But I think that's why he didn't sue like Kendrick Lamar directly, and he went to the label to make sure it's a clear distinction that it's not rap beef anymore. You feel me? It's literally, I have a problem that you're calling me a pedophile, and then you promoted that.
I think the timing's really weird though. Like, why do it on the week Kendrick drops?
Oh nah, I know why he did it.
No, obviously to get the
it's not even that. What he's trying to do is, if Universal polls, they pull supportive not like us. They pull supportive not like us.
He can't perform at the Super Bowl.
At the Super Bowl. If you get him on the Super Bowl stage with Not Like Us,
that's a problem.
That's February of 2025.
I thought it was February.
No, that's what I'm saying.
February next year.
Oh, next year. Yeah, okay.
So remember, think about the Super Bowl. Once that drops on the Super Bowl, you're restarting it all over again.
Yeah.
It may go if it drops. It's gonna.
Is the
He
Grammys
might drop another album
after
again.
that or before?
After, because like even his album.
Because the Grammys, to me, the Grammys is gonna like once again just rise it up.
But this is what happened with him though. The reason why that's part of why Not Like Us is not on the album. But it's crazy that he didn't do that because Drake would have did it. Not Like Us. If he'd put Not Like Us on his album, he'd be gold in the first week.
Yeah.
But they, you know what I mean. So like for him though, I think they said his album dropped 3 days or 7 days after what would be Grammy submission. So I think next year, if I'm not, whatever one of the Grammy he's not eligible for, like Kendrick.
Too late.
So yeah, it's too late.
Yeah.
So like that, something like that. So like that's what it is. But Not Like Us could still be considered because it's not on the album. It's before. So yeah, but
no, I mean it's already got like six
for now. But I'm talking about even like
yeah.
beginning of the year how there's award ceremonies.
Yeah.
It'll still be in those. But GNX can't be. It can't be till like I think the
26.
like the end of the year. So or 26.
Yeah.
I mean, yo, do you think there's a? So you said you think there's a chance he wins
What?
this lawsuit if it goes that far?
Yes, because what he's doing is the part I'm talking about isn't even what the lawsuit is about. It's more of a defamation situation because he's talking about the pedophile stuff and all that.
That's the main thing he wants out.
But he don't really care about that because a reason why I did this because I've been researching it today. Other artists have come out publicly and talked about this. Like since he dropped this, like yo, this ain't even a Kendrick thing. It is a Kendrick thing for him, but for us, it's not a Kendrick thing because on the back end of it, that's what he did. He's trying to cook Kendrick so he could stop like the flame on him, but at the same time, it's like nobody will back me unless I do something for them. So at the same time, this lawsuit is for y'all. Okay. So now y'all gotta come back me
if y'all money. Like, if y'all want to get paid,
if y'all want to get paid, and y'all want to stop all the bullshit from happening.
If he wins, say Drake hypothetically wins this lawsuit, right, and he somehow gets rappers paid more, or just artists in general paid more, right? What do you think like the public perception of him will be after this? If say hypothetically he wins.
It's gonna be what he was before.
He just has to drop good music, man.
Like to be honest with you,
that's it.
But this was funny. To be honest, this is just being a fact. This just being facts. Even though most Drake fans won't admit it, Drake has been hit or miss for the last 2. We talked about this before too. He's been hit or miss. For the last
I've been saying that for a long time.
And the thing is, that happens though. Like there's a certain point where you're gonna get to that level because creativity. You can have it, but that doesn't mean everybody's always going to agree with it. Like he's creating new different sounds and different types of music. And he's doing different things, but that doesn't mean you're going to agree with it coming from him. So he could make a credible record that's not for him. Like, you know who was really great at that before he got super popular? Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez made great, credible records for other people. But even like the Liddy Again, the people don't realize I got the original version of Liddy Again is only Tory. Tory raps on that record and he smokes it. But when he gave it to Meek, that whole sound became Meek's sound. Like Levels, all those songs are Tory records when you think about it.
That's crazy.
I'll disagree with you on that one, but I see the point you're trying to make. I still feel like Tory Lanez is still on the come up. Like, so I think to me, all his projects are still pretty fire.
No,
I don't think he's like plateau.
I'm talking about before that though. That's what I'm saying. Like you know how Tory is now. Like Tory's solidified now. People know him. But I'm saying back then you didn't. He was just the feature guy that you were like, who is?
Okay,
but you get what I'm saying. But he gave that. But that was his
time.
sound. It wasn't Meek's sound. Like Liddy Again is not Meek's sound. That's Tory's sound. The new Toronto mixtape all sounds like that.
What Dream Chasers was Levels on? That was 2?
I think it's
3. Right.
And that's what I'm saying. That whole Dream Chasers 3. Half the sound is MMG and the other half the sound is Tory sound. That's why him and Tory fell out. You basically took my sound, which was cool. You was my guy, but then you didn't give me no credit for it.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Like because you wanted to hear that sound, but New Toronto came out before Dream Chasers 3. You just didn't want to hear it from Tory. Yeah. And that happens a lot in music. That happens to a lot of guys. But it doesn't mean the sound isn't dope. Like, that's what's happening with Drake. Drake's making some tough records. Even that's why you could.
Well, I mean, so speaking of that, so he's dropped about 13 songs this year, and none of them have charted in the top 25.
Because if you listen to them songs, though, what do they sound like?
Weak as hell.
Yeah, it's not that they sound weak. They sound all experimental.
Okay.
Nothing sounds like.
It sounds like.
Do you guys subscribe to the theory that he dropped like these songs without any like backing to see how he'd go independent?
No.
Nah.
You think Drake could survive as an independent artist?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
He's worth too much money.
But the problem is he's having beef with the label because he makes too much money with the label. So he thought he was so big at one point that he can kind of like negotiate with the label, but now they're realizing no. So now that's why everybody's against him, and that's.
I mean, so like obviously the theory of why this is happening, right, is that the label wants to lower Drake's value, so when they renegotiate his new deal, they don't have to pay him as much. Do you guys think there's any facts to that?
I don't believe that.
Nah.
The reason why I don't believe
I mean, it's a reach.
He wants out his deal.
It's
That's
not a
why
reach.
he's
You think so?
collaborating with other people.
I could show you factual information that happens to most artists. You know, all right. So this is hilarious, but in hip hop, the term, well, not even mostly hip hop because it's one of the most popular. It is the most popular music genre right now. Hip hop rap, but
right now,
yeah, in the world, hip hop rap is the most popular genre in the. It actually is the world genre. You can look it up now. It's considered the world genre. It's the highest grossing and worth the most, and it's top to bottom.
damn,
So,
I think Taylor Swift was killing shit right now. That's crazy.
Solely.
Yeah.
But everything else after that is what? Drake, Kendrick,
R&B.
they're all number one records. They're not
Yeah.
number one hip hop. They're number one overall records.
Well, all the main superstars are in hip hop right now.
There you go.
To be honest.
So, but sophomore slump. That's what to tell you more about the situation with the deals. Like 50 Cent talked about that his career, like how he ripped up his deal. He said, like you know what you do. Ja Rule said the same thing. Yo, my first album, yeah, I knew I signed a bullshit deal. When you coming in, everybody does that. Irv Gotti said it. DMX, same thing. Then you rip it up. Once them numbers come back, new deal. Otherwise, I don't do nothing.
The problem is they wait till they renegotiate the deal versus right before they negotiate the deal to leverage it. You feel me? So that's why they get into that bag because they can start using what you signed against you type shit in the long run. So it's fucked up.
So second album, in most cases, for most artists, they consider it a sophomore slump because the labels will kind of sabotage you because what'll happen is if you got real big, we're gonna eat off you. Just keep going.
Yeah, they want you to last as long as
we're getting part of everything you're doing. Keep going, but we don't want you to be bigger because once you get too big, we can't get you at the table. Let alone, even though you're under contract already, you could say I'm not working no more. That's what a lot of artists have used.
That's why TDE
in
artists
NBA
are
terms,
like,
you hire a rookie. This guy starts fucking averaging 30 points a game. Now he's like contract years. Like y'all giving me 300 or I'm going to the next team. Like, I can see that.
Doechii, like, and all the other like TDE artists, they all like took like every other 5 years to like drop. Like Doechii was supposed to have been dropped like a long time ago on the label, but now they're all starting to drop now because of their contract. So it's cool that all of them. Did you notice how right before Kendrick dropped, before the end of the year, that all the TDE artists kind of like lined up and like left them for the main event? It was kind of like a streaming concert, which is pretty dope. Like
it's because they need him because he's no longer TDE and he moves the needle.
Yeah.
So like without him, TDE needs another star, and TDE has hella talent. It's just about getting the people to gravitate. That's why they do everything so calculated. They're one of the best labels because they do that. But they're a music group. That's what most of these. That's what you need. Those. I
mean, right now, what their biggest artist is SZA. This one.
Yeah, but SZA
Doechii is fire too, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? SZA said it, like, SZA's been having beef over there because SZA wants to drop when SZA wants to drop, and TDE doesn't move that way.
Yeah, they move like every other 5 years.
Like
who did they just let someone go because they didn't want
Reason. That's what I'm saying, because he did the same thing. It's like, he's like, I don't want to wait until forever until you guys think I'm ready. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
But when they do that, they invest a lot into
you. Yeah, they push you. They make you somebody.
I mean, but as an artist, I guess, you feel like stifled because it's like, I feel like, this is like I'm artistically ready right now, but they're looking at it from like all points of view. It's like, all right, like, well, can we market this? Yeah. Well, I don't give a fuck about this. Like, I'm an artist. Like, I feel like my fans. Well, we don't care about your fans. We need everyone.
But they should stock up though, and then use like basically. In the contracts with labels, they have a certain type of like criteria that you have to meet. If you reach it or like double it or excel it, now you have something to leverage in order to negotiate higher things in your contract. You feel me?
And the key to that is, I think, to me, this is my personal opinion. As an artist, to me, that's the hardest part about being signed to anybody's label. People would think that that's easy. Like, oh yeah, you could make it and then you're good because you got the deal or whatever. Nah, it don't work that way because when you get the deal, people don't realize, like somebody like a Reason or anybody. Imagine this, right? You're creative. You create music and you make a new sound. You make a whole album. You turn it in. They don't drop your album for a year. You done changed sounds 4 times since then.
Yeah.
So now.
And the sound that's current changed already.
Yeah, like, and then when they drop your shit and it doesn't do as well, what does that do to your ego? But also, what does that do to your creativity? Because now you're lost.
And then who do you blame?
Yeah, and now you're lost. That's what happens to a lot of artists when people be like, oh, nah, he just fell off. Nah, he got better, but you didn't get to hear him. Yeah. What you heard from him was 9 months ago between mixing, mastering, and the budget. And you know what I mean? So, like, that's why artists who are bigger, like a Kendrick, how he just did this project we know in the last 6 months because everything he referenced, and then he could drop it like this. Because
it's also different when you're the top dog.
That's what I mean,
label, right? Like you're not asking permission. You're just telling me, this is when. Just get the flyers ready or whatever, right? But then you got to look at it from like other artists' point of view, right? It's like, all right, I know he's the biggest artist in here, but I'm with this guy all the time.
There you go.
So it's like, y'all are showing clear favoritism, which makes sense to the label. But from your point of view, we're like, well, I guess it's fuck me.
Yeah, exactly. What you said. That's exactly what it is. Why you see prime example with SZA. SZA's like,
I mean, I gotta say, even J. Cole's label, I feel like it's kind of doing that right now too. Like,
Cole controls all his stuff.
Cool. I know that, but I feel like he's stifling his artists.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's
100%. What it is, he puts them out, but like
because he's still out there.
He's been quiet for way too long for his skill level.
Yeah,
because he had a great buzz last year.
Yep,
and I know, like, obviously with the whole beef, this beef really fucked it up for a lot of rappers.
He had one of the best feature verses of the year this year, though. I ain't gonna lie, and it was off, I think, Eminem's album, and he literally out-rapped.
He had a really good year, but I feel like he should have been he should have been at the front. Like J. Cole should have been going like hard as fuck. I agree. I also think like this beef ruined it for a lot of rappers this year because like I think a lot of shit dropped and no one gave a fuck. Like a personal favorite artist of mine, right? That I was looking forward to drop, and I randomly just checked his thing this year, right? I'm like, oh shit, he dropped in fucking July. Blast. You guys know what Blast is? Right? I fucking love his music, right? Obviously another West Coast artist. Love his music. And I'm like, how the fuck does this guy drop 5 months ago? I'm a big fan of his music. I don't hear there's no promotion. Nothing's going on. Yeah. But I feel like this beef just took all rap attention.
You know what that's about?
What?
That lawsuit. That's what I'm saying. So like the plays that you would hear, new music, you're hearing Not Like Us. Yeah. And it's not because it's paid for, it's because not only is it the #1 record, but it's easier to maneuver. So like
to monetize off right now.
Like even a DJ. Hey, guess what? My set's not going well.
Play that 5 times.
Not Like Us. You see what I'm saying? Like people don't realize that it comes in so many different, and even if it wasn't a diss record, people don't understand. You know what did this back to back? Yeah. Anybody got in trouble in the club? Back to back. You already know. So like there's certain records that you just push the button on. So when one of those comes out, most artists all change their list. They change their drop date. That's why people tell you when when a Drake is dropping, you stay clear for 2 months. When a Kanye back in the day, it used to be if Kanye West is dropping, you stay clear for 2 months
or 50. Everybody. There's always an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what I feel bad about. Like, what's his name, Ice Cube, because he dropped the same day as Kendrick, and he didn't get no buzz at all. Like
he's different.
Yeah,
he's been
but like
so
that.
Long.
Is there beef between Ice Cube and Kendrick?
No,
since he didn't really co-sign throughout the whole like
he did
West Coast
co-sign.
He did
co-sign. He went on a podcast. I forgot whose podcast. He said it like
he West Coast all day. He said it.
He said some shit in Wacced Out Murals though.
I don't remember though. He had the shades on. I just remember I seen it. Yeah, but he said he West Coast.
Snoop Dogg was.
I don't think it was Snoop because Snoop didn't talk about it. Snoop just posted Taylor Made it. He talked about
no.
Yeah.
I'm wondering like if Snoop was on the podcast with Ice Cube.
Might have been.
It was like a West Coast podcast.
I think I know you're talking. I think he was. It was 5 people. Wasn't it like a 4 or 5 panel?
Yeah, I think it was Ice Cube.
4 or 5 panel. I think Snoop was there. Snoop and somebody else.
What platform?
Another rapper.
Bro, I'm trying to think of the platform. It's a big one too.
It was for something too. They did it all for something too. I forgot what it was for.
Is he bald? The bald dude? I forgot his name.
I don't. Oh, you talking about Whack 100?
Nah, it's not Whack, right?
Nah.
Then I don't know.
I can't listen to that.
Yeah, he's a Kendrick ride or die. Like he's like the academics version of Kendrick.
It's West Coast all day for Whack. That's all it is. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, man.
I respect it.
So on with this stuff, right? So Drake goes on XQC stream. I guess it's a big streamer in Canada. Never heard of him. He's getting some shit about that. You know, people are saying like, "Yo, how come you didn't go on academics stream or Kai Cenat stream?" Also on the stream, he announces the Party Next Door album's coming. So 75% done.
Him and Party.
And he announced his going on tour on the same day as the Super Bowl.
Is it Australia he's going?
Yeah.
Nah, I can't answer why he didn't go on Kai though, because he literally has beef with like Kendrick, obviously, and he also previously, obviously, in his last album, he had SZA on the album. So SZA went on Kai's stream, and she's a TDE artist, so he kind of found that a little funny. So that's why at the same time
from Kai's
he went.
point of view, he's not gonna I don't think he's picking sides. I think he just wants whoever's on.
Nah, it wasn't from Kai's perspective. It was more from SZA's. Like, are you going on there? I'm gonna kind of do it in my own way. For me, that's why he hooked up with a Canadian type shit.
My issue, well, not even issue. This has been I will say my issue. My issue with Drake's personality, the public perception of his personality, because I don't know him personally, is this type of shit that he's doing. So like,
he's a whiny person.
He's sassy.
Yeah.
So he went to that guy because Kendrick is ride or die West Coast. Yeah. As you see, that's what he's doing.
So now he's trying to do some Canada shit.
So now he's trying to do Canada shit. But you could have been doing Canada shit. So why does it take for like now you're combating? Yeah, that's what he does.
He was too busy colonizing. You feel me?
No, I'm saying, but no. It's like, and I know he does stuff for Canada. It's not that I'm saying, but he's going on a totality. Everything has to be like, and that's what he's been doing. Like even everything that he's been pushing, even from then. That's why he's like, even on there. If you watch him on the stream, we don't do those things out here. We don't do bro. You're not even out here. You're in the United States. You know what I'm saying?
You're in Texas.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. Like he's been doing that for a while though. He's been doing that ever since the beat started, because it's like, okay, I need a backing source. Yeah. And that's what even like I said with the lawsuit stuff, he's looking for a backing source. He never stands his own too. It's always I need a backing source. So he makes him look sassy. That's why I always makes him look soft. And his name is his name. He is who he is. If he would just stand on his own too with certain things and just because it always looks awkward when he does it. Because it's like he you could tell it's pre-planned, but like with Kendrick, it's strategically planned. Yeah. Drake, it's like pre-planned, but you can see like
he's more improvising in the moment rather than like stepping back and actually taking the moment and planning it out.
I won't comment. Like I don't know. I mean, I feel like both of these people probably plan shit like a minute before they do it. But I mean,
one's more
I feel like
tactical
it's a stretch
than
what
the
you're
other.
saying. I feel like this guy's been going hard for Canada since he came out.
It's not about going hard for Canada. I'm saying he's making it only Canada now. Like if you notice, like a lot of stuff he's doing, even certain artists that he's picking and choosing, like that's what I'm saying. And he keeps saying this we shit.
Yeah.
And now it's the we Canada.
But I feel like it's always been we for him.
No, it wasn't. Because even back with him and Tory Lanez beef, that's what it was. People backed Tory Lanez because it was, bro, you don't be out here. That's how it started.
He said you're not outside.
A lot of people.
See, but Tory Lanez also came out and said like, yo, I was just being a hater.
Yeah, no, he was, but he had solid backing because the people from out there backed him because he wasn't wrong.
Shit out here
you
too.
Don't be out here and that's when now Drake's Toronto Raptors and it became more of a thing because
but that's been going on for like years. Like,
but what I'm saying,
but it's not like this isn't new like because of the beef, right? Like this guy's been like I get what you're saying. Maybe initially when he first came out, like he probably wasn't like giving Canada like the biggest shout out.
I get what you're saying, but I think you're misconstruing what I'm saying. I'm not saying he didn't ride for Canada. What I'm saying is Kendrick Kendrick came out. He's always been West Coast. Yeah. But Kendrick has been an overall hip hop artist. So like everything's been blurred. It hasn't been just. But right now he's literally giving you only West Coast culture. Yeah. What I'm saying is Drake is trying to make it a Canadian culture thing, and that's never something he did before. Never. Even when he changes his accent.
Honestly, that's not even gonna work.
Talking about?
He was in the stream. He was using an accent.
Like, what are we doing?
It was mad weird.
The accent is weird.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But that's my point. Like he's trying to make it a
but that's been. I guess it's prior to this. Like prior to this,
not as hard. To me, I feel like
I feel like it's been. Pause. First of all, I'm gonna say it's been as hard, but but I feel like he's been going just as hard for it. I don't think like we had just noticed it as much.
To me, I feel like it's a
even
now.
when like he was like with that Indian dude from like the Toronto rap, like I don't know, I forgot his name. Like there's like some Indian dude like that, like he's like the mascot of
he's the
like. But I feel like that's been going on since like 2018, like that type of Canadian like.
But that's different. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's support. I get that part. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that now it's like Canada over everything.
But like,
and
what
then
examples? What examples can you give?
Like, no, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you see how he went and got the, like you said, the Kai Cenat of Canada.
Yeah.
But then also, like I said, the heavy accent on, and he's only been doing that for like a year and a half. He's only really been.
He's been doing it for like
no,
4 or 5 years.
Accent
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he only does. He
No,
talks in that
I
accent.
feel like I've heard. I've heard that.
Combination.
I've heard that. I heard that shit since like a minute.
Nah, like he used to think about it. He always talk like we used to make fun of Drake's voice.
Yeah,
but he don't even use his regular voice anymore.
Nah.
Now he literally
Whoever
tries
he's
to talk
with is
with
the
a Canadian
accent he uses.
all the time. Like that's what I'm saying. Like now it became a thing where it's like a thing where he's trying to make it a thing, and it's like. Just be you.
If he's
like,
with ATL niggas, he gonna sound like ATL
like,
niggas. New York niggas, he gonna sound like New York niggas.
What we know you as, just be, because that's the problem that makes him seem so like that's what makes what Kendrick says that's what gave it power. You keep switching who you are, so which one are you? So obviously something's wrong there, and that's what I mean.
Bro was having an identity crisis.
Even on that pod, he sounds so sassy and upset because. The
he's
way he carries himself, like he's not carrying, like the way Drake carries himself when he's winning, and
he's
the way
not
Drake
used to
carries
losing
himself
type shit. You feel me?
See.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be able to see that. Like as a man, I shouldn't be able to see that from you. We carry stuff every day, so when I can personally see it from you, there's something wrong there.
You can tell he's been spoiled his whole life.
My only thing is like that's a possibility, right? I'm not denying it, but I also feel like this guy's under such a microscope right now that I feel like we overanalyze everything he does, which I think like here's the thing, right? I think he's always done it. Like, I've been saying he's done weird shit, corny shit for like ever, right? Yeah. I just feel like now people are like, oh, okay, now I'm seeing it. But I'm like, to me, it's not new.
I've been calling this shit out for a little mad long.
Like, I'm telling you, like, the Canadian accent's been here since 2018.
Listen. No, listen. He's played. Now, I'm not saying he has it. I said that he's played with it.
He's just more consistent now.
What I'm saying now is more consistent. He acts like that's his voice. That's what I'm trying to say. This is where it gets disgusting. He's always done weird shit. We know this. It's not that like I said, I don't look at him no differently. The reason why I notice it is because I'm not a big Drake fan. So when I see and hear you and you're a totally different person, something's wrong. Yeah. So it's like you sound crazy. Like you literally sound crazy. You don't. If you gotta change your voice when I see you, dog, and you're one of the most popular people in the world, you're unhappy with yourself.
No funny
think
shit.
About it. You are popular because you are you, and you literally keep changing you. For what? Who you got to be doing it for some reason. So that's why I said that's where he looks to me. That's why I said that's where he looks crazy. That's what also makes new fans be like confused about Drake because, like you said, he does weird shit, but it's like it's consistently awkward shit. It's not even like it's his personality. There's certain things that was weird about him that's his personality, and I think that's cool because he is who he is. That's dope. Yeah. But the accent shit and all that now that's something that you're
my theory has always been. Like, I think you're right, but it's almost the opposite, right? I feel like he's always had the accent. I feel like he switched it when he came to America.
Oh,
no. I think he. I mean, have you been in Canada?
Yeah.
They all got that.
Well, I can't. Let me say this. No. I've been this close to Canada. I'll put it like that because he is.
All right, so I'll say this, right? They all have it. Like, it's not. They all have it. I think he switched it when he came here, and now I think he's finally like famous enough where he's like, I could be myself.
Nah.
So that's how I feel.
Don't believe that. The reason why I don't believe that is because you can hear there's multiple Canadian artists. They all speak. They all, even people like him who've acted, who've done different things, they all speak. You can hear certain remnants of their accent. And the thing is with him, he spent a lot of time in the States. Like a lot of his teenage years is in the States. Like it's not like, that's what I'm saying. It's not like he spent all his time in group. So he can speak perfectly fine. And my thing is, you speak candidly and clear. But what sounds funny is his accent sounds foreign. That's where you're messed up already. His accent doesn't even sound like a Canadian accent.
Like I said, like to me,
he's an actor.
It does. Yeah, I don't know.
He's just.
I don't know. I think it sounds. I think he did the opposite way. I think initially.
1 second.
I think initially.
40. He's been here for 30 years.
And he still don't know who he is.
He still don't know how to, my thing is, you still don't know how you want to sound. That sounds crazy to me. Yeah. That's like, even, I'm talking about people who know him said it. Cardinal Official, the reason why they had beef before, he's like, yo, this dude is a chameleon. He actually, this is people that like were around him since he was a teenager, since he was in middle school. Like, this is like, yo, what is he doing? That's what I'm saying. Like,
and look, about
people
a chameleon.
who know him, that's what I'm saying. People who know him are saying like these are that's what I'm trying to say. Like, people who know him, that's where all the hate, where people say it's hate. But some of it is hate, but some of it is like these people who know him. So like that's why they have a problem.
Yeah, but my only problem with that is, right, like you change as you grow older, right? I think a lot of these people are like, yo, like this guy changed. I think he's living a different lifestyle than anybody that he grew up with is. So you're bound to change.
Yeah, but you don't change. Like, there's certain things.
No, I'm not talking about the. I'm not talking about.
But
the voice.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm just talking about his mannerisms and his characteristics. That's what they're talking about. They're not just talking about the stuff he does. He's done a lot of crazy stuff from the stories that they've told. Even people who are friends with him that are no longer friends with him, and people that are friends with him that are still friends with him. But it's more so. It's not even about that. I'm not questioning just like his character on that level because I don't know him. But my thing is what we see from him, his mannerisms, like. These are things that you naturally have. You're 40 years old, bro. If you're changing the way you move and the way you talk and your mannerisms, when you're extra sassy, something's wrong. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put it because you've been on this earth too long for those things. That means because you have to actually train yourself to change these things. So even for him, if you've changed,
so you think he's gotten sassier as he's gotten older?
Yes, I think he's gotten way sassier. The roles in the hair and everything, he's gotten way sassier, but he makes fun of it. See, that's the reason why I like Drake because it's like, yo, this is my personality, but I don't care. I am who I am.
No, he leans into it.
Yeah,
like especially with the
I like that because it's him.
Yo, with like the duck face thing he does on his face. Like, yo, I like to believe that this guy knows how crazy he looks when he does it. I think people think he's for real, but I think he knows, like, yo, knows. This is for y'all.
Yeah, he's an actor. He knows. And the thing is, that's the reason why I like it is because, like I said, what makes him one of the greatest rappers ever is the fact that he is extremely witty. And this is on all aspects. It's what makes him a great creator.
Very tactical. He's very tactical.
And he's witty. He's hilarious. He's funny. And when he acts, he's really has a sense of humor. But that's what I'm saying. When he tries to be serious. Now, that's what I said about even on that podcast. When he tries to be serious, and he can't find himself, that's where something's wrong to me.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because even when he's talking, in that same podcast, his accent changed about 5 times. What are we doing? Just talk, bro. Just talk. Let's just be you.
But here, and maybe I just had like the wrong experiences with like different Canadians. Like, if you honestly talk to one of them, like like, they just sound weird as shit, and it goes, because some words have it. But that's and maybe I'm just like trying to cop a plea for this guy. But like that's because I remember when I went to Toronto, I'm like, but I was like, are y'all niggas trying to sound like Drake, or is this like because that's they all talk like that.
Yeah,
so, but I was like, are y'all trying to copy him? Yeah. Is he or is this like because like some sentences are like, all right, y'all Canadian as fuck. Some sentences like, are you from Texas? It's like it's weird. Like I would say like I've only been in Toronto a couple times, right? So it's like. Y'all just talk. Sorry if I'm disrespecting y'all. Like y'all just talk a very different, and it's like it comes in and out. So that's where I'm like, I don't know. Is this like the natural thing for these people?
I got friends from Canada that live in like Michigan and stuff now, cause it's right there. But like, and then when they talk, you're right. It is weird, but
it comes in and out.
It does. But with me, like I said, from him, the reason why it sounds like that because it sounds stretched. It sounds convoluted. Because there's times where he'll say something normal and then he'll repeat it in the accent after, not before.
That I haven't picked on. Okay.
So he does that plenty. If you watch him, he does that often. And then that's what, like, he'll say something and then he'll go back and then he'll try to say it with the accent. And you'll hear it like he's fixing it.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Like, y'all hear me?
Like, you got to hear that, the Canadian. You know what I mean? And to me, it's like, dog, just, it don't even matter. It don't matter if the accent's there or not. Just say it. Like if you being natural, be natural. And then he just seems so unnatural now. Like, it's not. And like I said, I that's just my point of view of him. It makes him, to me, it makes him cringeworthy to watch.
He's always been cringe to me.
That's true too. I'll give you that one.
All right, moving on to our last thing here. So, Future and Metro got named GQ's Hitmakers of the Year. So, during the article, they got asked some questions about Drake. Metro states that the issue he had with Drake was more of a personal one and not over a girl. Mm-hmm. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of business going around here in the back ends that we're not aware of. So, I think I could see that. He also states, do people really think we sat here for 2 years making 2 albums just to say fuck that dude? Like we spend that much energy and time on them? It sure seemed like it. It sure seemed.
Nah.
It sure seemed.
Nah.
He does regret going on that Twitter rant against Drake. And then Future's quote is just. I like, does this guy think we're stupid?
He's just having fun.
Future was like, there was a beef? I didn't know there was beef. No, I didn't know anything was going on. I never participated in rap battles. And so now he's referring to Kendrick. When he said Big 3 on my song, I'm the one that's supposed to be mad at. That was so messed up shit. But I'm so player, I ain't say nothing to the public about how I felt about it. Yeah. Why is everybody mad when he's talking about me on the song? I didn't get mad. Nobody should have got mad. I mean, so Future's essentially saying, like,
He's just trolling.
You think he's trolling?
Yeah, they even if you read when I read the actual excerpt, the writer wrote nonchalantly, like he put everything that Future was doing, and he was like in his normal way to avoid questions. He wrote all of that like in the actual interview. So like basically he was saying like he said Future was laughing, joking, like it was he was just kind of trolling it because he didn't want to talk about it.
Yo, so start with you, Ape. Why do you think Metro and Future are doing a little bit of backpedaling in the recent couple of months?
I have no idea. What about you?
Personally, it's just because it's over with. And then to reignite it for two people who don't beef, it don't help. Like Metro and Future, they got what they're gonna get from it. They dropped the albums already. The album's done the numbers. They're done. So ain't no reason. And then Future, so-called, supposedly him and Drake pieced it up anyway. So like that's what they said anyway. Drake said that, actually came out and said that or something like that.
Did he actually said?
Yeah, I think he said that they had a conversation and like. Because they never had, he said it was never really no beef. It's just their disagreement. So that's what, from what they were saying. And then Metro is a producer. What else is it going to do for you beefing with an artist? That's where your money comes from. Yeah. So like at the end of the day, both of them, they made all the money they're going to make off of this. There's nothing else to talk about. That's kind of how I view it. I already knew that Future was never going to really speak on it. He doesn't speak on anything.
Yeah,
he's cool.
Guys, either guy doesn't take a stand on anything.
Cool as the other side of the pillow. He's always going to be because he knows where he stands. He knows where his music stands, and he knows what level he's at. Future doesn't.
Good self-awareness. Future has good self-awareness.
Great self-awareness. Future is never, and people don't realize Future's older than most people know. Like Future's been around this.
No, I think people know. I think people know he's old.
Future's, Future's up there. Future
is he 50?
He's like 45. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like Future's up there. So Future don't give a shit about. Like it's just another. Give me my check. And let me continue to do what I do. I've been raking in these checks, and I'm quietly doing it. And then whenever it's time to make money is when I'll say a little something, and then I go back to where I got to go.
Or get a different baby mom.
Yep. 3 more baby moms. And they're all 10 years younger than me.
Yo, if you were Drake at this point, would you welcome back Future? If he had done what he, I guess, done to, like, if you were Drake in this situation.
If they saw each other in a actually like real brothers, then I feel like real brothers, they beef, they squabble, they can kind of like squash that eventually.
You think you could get over something like this?
Well,
if it happened to you from like your friend, say Rad did something like he went on another podcast, shitted on you.
Then yeah, so I think they can kind of like make amends. To be honest.
So this is the question: what did Future do?
He didn't do anything.
Green light.
No, he didn't give him anything.
He gave Kendrick the green light.
He didn't give him anything. He did.
According to him, he didn't even know that.
Yeah,
that was
which is the
no,
biggest of caps.
No.
I don't buy Future.
Because let me tell you this. This is an actual fact. People don't know. You send a record out to get done. Sometimes a record comes back. He may not hear it until it's in processing. If you're getting it mixed and mastered already, it's done.
Yo,
but then listen, when you hear it, even though he's like,
the label's not gonna stop that.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna say that's money right there.
Yeah.
We're not.
Here's the thing, right? I would normally agree with you.
Yep.
If this was a normal situation. I do think Metro and Future are close enough where as soon as it happened, Future got the call like, yo, listen to this shit.
But my thing is Metro, that's what I'm trying to say. Metro's not there for that either. People don't forget that. Metro makes the beat. Metro's not the engineer. That gets sent.
You don't think he's in the room though? You don't think Metro's
not in the room with Kendrick? Because I could almost bet money. Metro's not in the room when Kendrick does that.
No, I'm not saying when he does that. When everything gets sent over, like when they're actually mastering it.
After. Not like he comes in, he's an artist too. He's gonna come in just
you don't think like Future could have gave Drake the heads up?
Oh no, he could have, but he didn't because he had words for Drake on the album too. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So like Kendrick knew that part. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's what was communicated to him, that there was words given. So like I don't think, but I think when my thing is, it's not that like Future didn't know that Kendrick would say something.
Yeah.
He didn't expect what he got. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. When you get the verse, you don't expect what you get. But when you get it, you're not gonna say don't do that.
Yeah,
like
nah.
it'd be different because nobody realizes on that record, on Future's record, Kendrick wasn't disrespectful. So there's nothing to be mad at. That's what nobody realizes.
Wait,
that? Yeah, he's not disrespectful.
Yes, he was.
You consider that song disrespectful with that verse?
That's literally started the beef. He had to be
that
a little bit
the beef.
like that ignited.
That
that's what made Drake want to respond though.
But Drake started it for first person shooter mode. Listen to the record. It's the same thing. It's little jabs.
But that was like
that was a big jab.
Yeah,
like that wasn't a jab. That was a punch.
That's still a
Yeah,
jab
Kendrick
because-
that
literally
wasn't a
punched
jab.
him in the face.
The reason why I say it's a jab is, let me ask you a question. Did he say Drake's name?
He said first person
He might as well
shooter.
say.
He literally
No,
said
wait,
No,
the
don't do
big
that. Don't do that.
three.
Don't do that.
Listen. No. I'm asking for a reason because this is what I'm saying. He didn't say Drake's name, right? This is a fact. Any rapper would tell
No,
you
he
this.
didn't say.
Nah, you're
when he
wait,
said, but yo,
the beef
for
was
all my,
posted.
when he said for all my dog, like
Yes, but no. First person shooter, just like J. Cole said, we said what we said, and he was missing. So like it's the same thing. You made little comments at him. He made his comments back saying like, "Ain't no big three, it's just me." But that's not disrespectful.
That part was not
better.
disrespectful.
What,
yeah.
what part was disrespectful?
He was direct. He was basically baiting and provoking Drake.
I still don't hear a line that was disrespectful. Everything was rap.
I gotta,
Everything was rap.
I don't know, like I don't know the words off.
All he
Yo,
did
what
was
did he
the-
say? Like,
For all the dogs getting buried, that's the K. For all these nines, you're gonna see pet cemetery. You say,
That's-
nigga
you-
Drake,
you-
if you
that's
try
a
me, I'm
threat.
going to fuck
That's
you
a
up.
threat.
No. Listen to what first person shooter is. Listen to the whole record.
He was supposed to be on first person shooter, but he said no.
But they sent shots at him for not being up there. That was the point because he didn't answer the call. That's why he said you called me for a feature, and this is what. That's why even on Wacced Out Murals when he goes, I did. You guys might hate what I did, but I did what I did because I have morals. I felt there was a problem that we needed to address before I ever get on a record with you.
That's fire though. I've always respected Kendrick just before that though.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That's what my point. They addressed him on first person shooter. That's why Cole was like, I can't be mad. Remember Cole?
No, for sure. I do. You don't.
So he addressed it
If you're
back.
you're a rapper yourself,
Yes.
right? You hear someone like say something like Kendrick did on
That's not
like,
disrespectful.
You don't, but you don't. I don't know.
I'll tell you personally. Trust me. That's nowhere near disrespectful.
No, I'm saying that's not
Yeah.
that's not as disrespectful as it got.
No,
But
that's not disrespectful at all. It's a
you don't out of all the jabs that led up to that, right?
Yep.
I would say that's the most strongest one out of them all.
That's fine. That's what it's supposed to be. If you didn't do that, then you aren't who you are.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You aren't who you are. So listen to my point. You can send jabs all day. That does not make them disrespectful. I could say I think I'm better than you 10 times. It doesn't make it. There's no disrespect in that. I believe that. I don't care how you. So that's what I'm
Like
saying.
99% like 99% of rappers. Like my original point.
But yeah, I agree with you on that. Remember I said that.
You disagree. We'll run the tape back.
I agree that they believe they're better, but then my point of it, like you said, you believe that they will battle anybody. I said no, that's false.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
All right.
Just because you believe you better doesn't mean you will get in the ring. There's a way bigger difference. J. Cole believes he's the best out. He ain't getting in that goddamn ring because he knows what it's gonna take.
He
That's
can't
the
be
difference.
considered the best now.
but-
Oh no, yo. Actually, so before we wrap this up, let's one more thing. Well, yo, what did y'all think about Port Antonio?
What?
J. Cole song. Was it Port Antonio? Right?
Oh yeah, when he actually responded to the Drake and Kendrick beef and shit.
I played it one time and cut it off. I didn't give a shit.
Really?
Because you want to know why?
I think actually a great song.
No, I don't want to hear the shit. Like, see, that's my point. Like,
Wait, what, yo, the thing is, it's only I think it's the third or second verse where he addresses it. But
Yeah.
up to that, it's fucking.
but the reason why is because I'm getting sick of
It's too late, bro.
yeah, like Cole is too late on everything, and that's the problem with Cole. Cole has all the ability in the world. He just doesn't know what he wants to do with it.
He don't have the heart for certain things in the industry.
So for me, I think he's the greatest rapper there is right now with a pen. But at
I
the
agree.
same time, he doesn't know what to do with it. That's the reason why it's taking so long to do the fall. He said it himself. Why it takes so long to do the fall?
Yo, he doesn't know.
You
He
drop-
doesn't know if he wants to be a killer or not.
Yeah,
That's what it
and there he
is.
goes. So and the thing is, he doesn't have. To be honest with you, he admitted it. Like he said, he doesn't have the heart to kill.
Yeah.
He has the ability to skill, and that's what I was telling you before. Like when you said 99% of rappers, yes, they'll believe they're the best. But ask them, will they listen? Will they Jean-Claude Van Damme get in the ring for the blood sport? No, they won't. I promise.
I think
you that.
99% of them will. J. Cole's that 1%.
Yeah, listen, no, he's not the one. Trust me. Think about it. I've battled. I've personally been around artists who are signed artists who will say, I ain't never get. They're nasty.
Yeah.
I ain't never. That's another animal. I'll never get in that ring. I'll never because I'll get killed in there. And they'll be like because. You might be ill with creating and all, but when you get in there, that's a whole. You got to feel a certain way. You have to have a certain level of animosity, certain level
Of hate.
Of not even that. Even if you don't have hate, you have to be a certain level of strategic. Like that's what I'm saying. Kendrick is meticulous. Like the reason why you don't want that problem with him isn't because he's the best rapper ever. No, it's because Kendrick will take his next 6 months to systematically destroy you.
Drake is too, though.
Will you take your will you use
When he used to have time, he was.
I was about to say that. Drake
When
has
he
that
used to
ability
have
too.
time, he
Yeah.
was.
But my thing is, you gotta think about it. As another artist, even if you're the best rapper, even if you're a great rapper, do I have the amount of time or motivation to sit down and
It's
do
a commitment.
that?
Yo, it's a commitment. It's a commitment.
Most people don't have that. You might be the greatest with a pen, but you do not have that motivation to dedicate 100% of your energy to one person.
I respect Cole for like consciously recognizing that right off the bat. He recognized that early and just exit out.
Yo, one of the biggest mistakes of his career.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it is.
Yes.
But that's why I say he's not a killer. It's all right. It's cool.
Yeah.
But he's a great artist.
Yo, my thing with Cole is right. All right, you're not a killer, but you can't promote being a killer
That's
for 4 years.
I said that. Yeah, see, that's
what.
Bro.
But that's why the song you just named, why I can't listen to it, because now,
But it's a great great song. It's a great song.
It's
yo,
not believable.
The way they
It's not-
yo,
there you go. See what you just said? That's how I feel.
It's not
now,
believable.
I don't want to hear nothing he gotta really say because
Yeah.
It don't
now
matter.
it's
but the
like-
way they remastered the fucking Dead President's beat though, perfection.
Listen, and to me, I think that's
He should have said that. He should actually say that beat for the fucking fall off.
Well, the Fall Off, I think it's still gonna be an incredible album. I was anticipating that as being the best album this year because when Kendrick's dropped, Kendrick.
Oh, okay,
dropped,
all right.
Fall Off was
Last
supposed to
question. All right. Before we leave, all right. What's
Might Delete Later is not better than GNX, bro.
so you think? Are you going GNX over Might Delete Later?
100%.
That's
close.
He really deleted it later. I just want to put that out there.
I'll be honest with you, I can't pick one because GNX ain't been out long enough.
okay.
Cause like you gotta give it.
Neither
to me,
did
I'm
Might
a person
Delete
who-
You
Later.
gotta digest it. You gotta.
But
That's fair though.
like Might Delete Later is cold blooded. Like
Yeah.
people don't realize how good.
All right,
he
but which
actually-
song
every-
is better
almost-
than Wacced Out
yo-
Murals though?
No, that's what I'm about to say. To me, that's the biggest difference. Whacked Out Murals still kills because
Alone.
of his demeanor. But Crocodile Tears is Whacked Out Murals to me. They're similar.
Crocodile Tears is crazy.
Yeah,
Crocodile Tears is crazy.
similar.
Yeah.
because that's
Bro,
what I'm saying.
the one with Cam. Yo,
Yeah.
there's so much.
There's hits on there.
But I ain't gonna lie. I'm Ready is not it. A lot of people was hyping that him doing I'm Ready over was not it. It was okay, but it wasn't how people try to hype it.
wasn't it?
No,
Nah.
it wasn't it.
No,
It's
yo,
not
I
it.
mean, obviously, like, Might Delete Later is a way better album to GNX me, but obviously that's a.
Yeah, it's a given because you're not a Kendrick fan. His style of music.
Yo, and I don't even want to fucking admit that shit because like I was so disappointed in this man.
Yeah.
But Might Delete Later is close. I might edge GNX for me.
Production
over-
alone.
To me, no. Whacked Out Murals. No, production is great on Might Delete Later too.
Yeah.
But Whacked Out Murals, Squabble Up, and
Reincarnated. You got
Reincarnated
TV
is tough,
off.
but I'm
TV Off?
gonna say TV Off and The Heart Part 6. Those 4 records, to me,
Oh, you really like the
are-
hard part 6. That's your shit.
because of the way the creativity,
The
to
storytelling-
it, but
the storytelling
yeah,
is-
storytelling
is
a great
really
ability.
good.
And that's what I said. And but Cole does all of that too on my Deleter Later. But I think those records kind of edge a little bit for me. But
Yeah.
then Crocodile Tears and such. Even a record, I forgot the name of the record with him and Daylight. That record is crazy.
Yeah,
Him
I
and
remember
Daylight.
that.
So, like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like so, there's it's kind of almost equal, but
It's hard.
It's close.
It's hard to go off on a record episode.
the only thing
Yeah.
I will say is,
One's gonna be more successful than the other for sure, though.
but that's a given. But
Yeah.
that doesn't count because Might Delete Later wasn't pushed as an album.
Yeah.
To me, Whacked Out Murals is what makes the difference. To me, right now, Whacked Out Murals is 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
one of the hardest
Arrangement,
intros.
Everything else to it, it's like, to me, that his demeanor is what changes it. Because now, that's what you wanted from Cole. Like, that's what Crocodile Tears was.
Yo,
And
but
then-
now Cole can never do it.
Can't.
Yeah.
Once
It will
you
never
back
be.
out, you can never
Yo, because
do
you
it.
you nailed it
It's
on the
not
head, yo.
believable.
It's just not believable.
Yeah.
Yo, now it's like, yo, whatever Cole does moving forward, he just has to take a whole different approach.
Nah. And to me, this hurts it because the Fall Off, he was supposed to be a killer. That's his whole point. Like he was
No, I'm saying
supposed-
I think that's what delayed it. I think like now it's like,
You
yo,
gotta change
you gotta
it.
change shit
Yeah.
up because it's like, yo, I can't keep doing. I'm not this person.
Bro got to become a
Yo,
backpack.
yo, I
rapper.
know you're talking about like Drake doesn't know who he is. Like, I don't think Cole. I think
doesn't.
Cole lost his identity this
He
year.
doesn't. But to be honest with you, Cole's another person who throughout his career changed his identity like 3 times.
Yeah,
because
very-
he wasn't sure what he wanted to be as a rapper. He said it himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's
It
understandable.
was because he came in the adjustment area of when like that music changed, and now he was trying to adapt to that new sound, and it was kind of like hard for him because
And he
at
found his
first-
lane, man. He had the lane. Now
at
it's
first
like
he kind of like beefed with like Lil Pump and everybody, but then he kind of like realized that he should adapt to it. That's when he started getting nice.
What happened with Cole was Cole said it himself. He came in, he didn't know what type of artist he wanted to be. He wanted to be a star. That's all he wanted. So he tried to do everything to become a star. It didn't work. He became a conscious rapper because he began to talk about stuff that mattered to him, and it worked. And he didn't think it was gonna work. He thought his career was gonna be over.
Yeah.
After that,
You talking about on the warm up?
no, this
Or
is
before
after
that?
the fact. This is after the warm up. This is after. This is
Sideline Story?
Yeah, sideline story. And
Is that the
all.
one with Cricket
Yeah.
Smile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That album. That was a shift. That was a shift.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see, that was a big shift for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
But then now this is where you see him shift again. Like he said,
24s.
when he was going 2-3 times platinum, making those type of records, he said, "Oh, I can do everything," and that's when KOD came out.
That shit was hard.
Now
to me.
that's when he was like, "Let
Yo,
me
I'll
play
tell you.
with sounds."
I'll tell you the biggest. When I noticed the biggest shift for Cole was that Be a Song, the one he got featured on.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
after
No, that was features. That's when he was killer.
No, I'm
Cole.
saying,
That
but
was Killer Cole.
that after that,
That was Killer
going
Cole.
everything from there was like,
That was killer.
this
Cole.
guy's on God level
and
rap
his
right now.
freestyles.
Killer
Remember,
Cole.
he
Yeah.
was riding his bike doing the
Yeah,
freestyles.
I'm saying, but yo, but that was
Be a
the
record after that. Is
that
when
was
he
the
Killer
start.
Cole.
Yo,
That took
yo,
over.
was that 2019?
I think it might have been 2020, 2021. I think it's closer to now.
But I don't know. Whenever that was,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck's going on?
Because what he was is it became. I'm doing 3-4 million, and this is really like he said. I'm doing 3-4 million. I'm selling out concerts. People don't realize he equated the same numbers as Drake.
Yeah.
essentially. But I'm not getting number one records, and I'm not getting the recognition.
Yeah.
So now it's like I gotta tell y'all that I am him because
Yeah. And it was working.
Yeah, it's
And
working.
it worked.
And they're like, and this year, it was funny. If he would have stayed the course in this battle, he would be beyond where Kendrick is because he's a likable guy.
He was the one I
people don't
wanted to
realize-
win, bro.
People don't
Yeah.
realize that Kendrick
like-
Lamar is not. For most the generic fan, he is not a likable guy. He's not.
Yo, and
he
he's
doesn't
yo,
smile on
and
camera.
yo,
He doesn't.
He
You know what I
doesn't
mean?
even talk.
Yo,
Yeah.
and the problem with him now, I thought originally it was gonna be a problem, but I think it's actually working on his favor. He was too one-sided, like he was just too West Coast. And I feel like now it's actually worked because now he's changing like the culture of hip hop.
Yep.
So I think it's working in his benefit. I think if this didn't happen how it happened and he just kind of stayed in the lane, I don't think it would have been as beneficial for him.
Nah, because you know what it is? He's stubborn. And that's what I said. Fans don't like 90% of fans like the popular crowd, when you go to pop music, when you go to that level of rap, they don't like somebody who's stubborn. They want to be able to dictate how you move. And the reason why most people don't like Kendrick is because they can't dictate how you move. Because everything, like, think about it. He says things where he stands on moral ground and people will say they don't like him because of it.
Yeah.
You don't like him because he has morals? The standards? Like, that's not, you should love him because of that, but you dislike
That's
him.
not how it
because-
works. That's not how it works,
Yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying? You dislike him because you rather him be like the guy jumping around in videos, dancing on stage. He don't do none of that. You know what I mean? He's who he is.
Facts. But yo, I think we'll end it on that, man. Yo, another fucking great episode, man. Thank you guys for coming through.
100%. Appreciate it.
Let the fans know where they can find you guys. Tell them TikTok, tell the camera.
Twitter is at Nazzyness, NASYNESS. And also at With All Due Respect Pod on Instagram.
At the Jungle Squadcast on Instagram, and you can type in at JSC Network _ on YouTube.
Y'all heard them. Hope y'all liked the episode. Please drop a like, drop a comment, hit that sub button, and we'll see y'all next episode. Hope y'all enjoyed it.